There's a few more donations that are still in the queue from previous runs. This one looked like it may have came in during the Super Mario 70-star run. I'd like to read it now. It's from Nash, 231. Sends in $64.64. Says 60 stars. You guys aren't counting the biggest star of the run. Toad. Best of luck to all the runners. Thanks very much, Nash. I have a $1,000 donation. $1,000 from Anonymous, who says, I love you. Thank you very much. Got a $200 donation from the Golden Carrot. He says, incredible event, 4th year watching, 4th year donating. Keep it up, guys. Getting in a ton of donations for the Pokemon run. I'd like to get in some of them before we get started here. Here's one from Moltres/Lapras. It says $50 into Doctors Without Borders and says, hey, don't leave us out. We want to be part of the team. Of course, we'd like to see you be part of that team, Moltres and Lapras, because we have reached a total of $6,500, approximately, about $6,500. We need to get to 30,000. So to do that, we still need about $23,000. I would really love to see us get there in about an hour is when we have the cutoff for that. So please, give generously, help us get Moltres and Lapras during this run. I've got a $15 donation from Captain Tudmoke. He says, I've got 2 hours of sleep last night and spent most of today between flights, but that's no excuse for missing the midnight run I've been waiting for all week. Pokemon runs are my absolute favorite to watch, so good luck to MeGotsThis on the most ambitious one in GDQ history. Let's catch these two big guys. And with that, it's going to be the last donation before the run starts, so let's hand it over to MeGotsThis for an amazing run of Pokemon Blue and Yellow.
Hi!
Hello.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. Do we want to introduce ourselves real quick?
Let's do it.
All right, so the mic-less one is shenanigans _ He's not mic'd for a reason.
I'm MeGotsThis.
I'm TyKevin83.
I'm Swaff.
You know who I am.
Who are you again? Okay, good. Let's go with that.
All right, we ready?
All right, let's do this.
All right. 5,
4, 3, 2, 1, go!
All right, so intro's pretty similar in both games, except for that. Those aren't the same Pokemon.
But it's the same cry because they didn't change Pika's cry in that cutscene.
So right away, you see that there's desync. That's going to be a really common theme throughout this whole run. Because Yellow's garbage.
Well, another reason is he's using a wireless controller known as a Wavebird with 2 separate receivers receiving inputs from the same controller, which is the only feasible way of doing this on console.
And we need to do that because the GameCube actually has a serial connection to the controllers, kind of like USB. So the if you just have a regular GameCube controller and you split it, it can't talk to both GameCubes. But the Wavebird has both of the adapters, and those can talk to both GameCubes.
I never. That's great. So there's.
Hey, I called it during
So
practice.
we'll always be reminded of the desync just because of the name. But that's also a good reminder of just how slow Yellow is. Just remember the J is its mark of shame.
So already the games are going to be different because you're going to get pulled over from blue, yet you're going to see a Pikachu catch here, which there aren't even encounters that are on these tiles.
Yep.
Yellow decided to have 2 catch tutorials for some reason.
I could be mistaken on this. It's to remove the missing number glitch from red-blue. They forced the catch tutorial. So it does seem kind of superfluous nonetheless. And you can still get missing number, just not in the same way in yellow.
Now, the wonderful thing is we don't pick Bulbasaur because Bulbasaur is garbage.
It's kind of cute, but that's about all it's got going for it in this game.
So one of the things to note about yellow is that it's going to have a lot of delay versus red. Basically, Pokemon Yellow is red and blue, but they hacked colors into the game engine. So it's going to be the slower one most of the run.
There are very few instances where yellow is faster, and you'll notice those, and of course we'll point them out if you don't.
Mm-hmm.
I can't get over the name.
Jerk.
I didn't realize the rival was named after me.
Oh, please tell me cat food won. Yes.
Oh, yeah. Cat food. Cat fun? There we go. But he's still tackling over there the whole time.
Nice.
Great job, MeGotsThis. A jerk.
No, just the sheer amount of concentration that has to go in a run like this is just absolutely impressive. You really have to take advantage of the lag frames that you get in yellow just to try and desync things a little bit, which you'll see a ton throughout the run.
Yep. And he's had to practice with all these different name blanks. You can see as the text displays, it takes 1 frame per character of text. And the delay from that is going to be different on every fight with all the different names you guys selected.
And it's no longer glitchless. It's over.
Oh, is this the
Didn't
good fight
die.
in yellow? Fully
Oh,
nice.
he lives!
The red bar.
Red bar!
We believe in you, cat food, for like 7 more minutes.
Okay, so we're going to get jingle skips on the level up and learning that tail whip there. That saves 2.5 seconds for each of those actions. That's 5 seconds saved.
Hopefully this
right
is a
off the
level
bat.
2 on blue. A 3 will work too.
So Squirtle needs to get some extra experience here. After the only other required trainer before Brock, you only get to level 7, so you have no way to take out Brock. But with a little bit of extra experience here, you're able to get to level 8, which gets Bubble. Bubble is it's 20 power in this generation, I believe. 20 power water move, and both Geodude and Onix are 4 times weak to it. Plus, Squirtle gets the property of same type attack bonus, so it boosts the power of Bubble by 1.5 times. So it's really a 30 power
It's like
move.
60 base power after the super effective.
Well, it's 4 times super effective.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that.
So it's very powerful.
Why do you have a mic?
Because, well,
So it's
Because
120
MeGotsThis said
effective
so.
power.
Also get really used to the bonking noise.
yep.
Yep, he uses bonks to sync the games back up after yellow goes slower because it's yellow. I never got Oak's parcel. Oh no. We actually just learned recently, if you walk further before jumping over some of these ledges, it saves frames by syncing up the audio with the ledge hop audio.
Oh, that's nice. So I think, what, maybe one or 2 donations while he's talking to Oak in the lab?
That'll work.
Yep.
Wow. Wow.
Oh, nice.
Only if you had this for your blindfolded run, Keys.
What's that?
Only if you had this for your blindfolded run.
Yeah. Shenanigans and I, years ago, did a blindfolded no-save corruption run of this, and I ran into the infamous level 4 Rattata that almost killed me and ruined my life. It still ruined my life, but that's not the point.
There you go, Keys. I got the side top.
There we go, side Oak. Nice.
You want some donations here?
Yeah, we could probably get in 1 or 2 while he's talking to Oak.
Sure, I have a $50 donation from Celtoid. He says, always have to donate during the Pokemon games, and let's get Moltres and Lapras. I have another donation of $25. This one's from Chiana Banana for $130. Says, popping in on my break to catch a little Pokemon and say good luck to the runner.
Yeah, we've got, maybe about an hour and 20 minutes where we can still get that donation incentive for Moltres and Lapras. So get your donations in.
So you'll notice he's behind Oak here. That's to get Pikachu out of the way for Gary to walk down. And also, you have to go to the left anyway so that Gary walks less away from Oak.
I think we could sneak another donation in.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Certainly, I have a $10 donation from the Couch Slouch, who says, so you want to be a master Pokemon? Do you have the skills to be number one?
We call this guy here Goalie, and you can see why. He just blocked our movement through the grass. Gave us an counter.
Yeah. When are you going to ban him, Keys?
Well, you see, that's out of my jurisdiction.
Oh.
So
Gosh,
usually
your counter
around
luck
this
is
point, I
atrocious.
would like to cut off the Nidoran names.
All right, so do we have the Nidoran names down now?
I'm just taking a look. It looks like we do have the Nidoran name winner. It's OBB, and it just beat out
Nice.
What's second place?
Stop! Exclamation point! I.
All right.
Less than $100 separated them, so it was very close.
Oh, wow.
Let's go, OBB.
Let's go stop I.
This is ugly.
It's almost like it's Touch Place Pokemon here, right?
Oh, yeah. All right, so this is the first of four Manips that he'll be doing in the game. In order to get a good Nidoran for the run in both games, he'll do separate Manips for each one.
Have we seen Manip in GDQ yet, like this?
I don't think we have, no.
No, I guess it's
the only
you're
manip
right,
we
it's the
did was
first time.
my failed Heart Gold run.
So
the
basic idea is we have DVs in this game. They're kind of like IVs in the later games. So you have 0 to 31 IVs in Gen 3 and later. We have 0 through 15 DVs in Gen 1 and 2. So basically, we want to get 15 in as many DVs as we can. We're going to get 14 in speed, though, because the game doesn't quite let us get perfect ones.
But
Also, I
those will
can't
be good
imagine
enough.
how hard this is when you have to control 2 games.
It's no fun.
I bonked there. Oh, that's going to be a bad one. That's not Nidoran.
Well, it's
Well,
a
it's the wrong
Nidoran,
one.
but
That's
it's the
the
wrong
other
one.
Nidoran.
It's also worth noting that the Manip in red is considerably simpler than this, so thanks to those that donated for blue.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
This is all your fault.
Yeah, and thanks to Gen 1, even if you do the Manip correctly, you can still get bad stats because of a problem with the in-game timer calculations being just before the random calls to generate the stats for Nido.
Yeah, that's an IGT 0.
Oh, dang.
So when something like that happens, he has to re-enter the game and re-save. So
To save on a different in-game time value, which overflows at a different point.
thanks again, blue voters.
Yeah.
You get to see Squirtle more this way.
Exactly, yeah.
Another fun thing since the last GDQ is we've tasked Yellow since then, so we know a lot more about the Gen 1 games.
Mm-hmm.
Spoiler, they're still bad.
Thanks, Keys.
You're welcome.
There we go.
All right.
Should I try the yellow ball?
Go for it.
Go for it.
Nice.
I don't know. With the extra characters, it might change something.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
with the extra characters of Squirtle's name being different, it throws off the timing of the RNG call for the YOLO ball.
So he just
Also-
he has to weaken it like normal people do.
Also, the old man is really bad at Pokemon.
So what's interesting to note about the catch tutorial with Yellow is just in general with Gen 1, the amount of times that the Pokeball shakes kind of indicates how likely you are to catch them. It's impossible for that Rattata to shake 3 times and break.
Yeah.
Yet, old man Jenkins found a way.
Pikachu's so sad.
Jenkins. I like talking to the young folk.
We get 2 more hours of you. You're all right, Swath.
I like you too, poorly spelled Steven.
I spell it the right way with a V, okay?
Okay, fine. Yours is more optimal, but mine has more class. Can we
Okay, Stefan, whatever you say.
All right, we're going into the minute for Yellow now. You'll see it's a bit simpler than the last one.
Though we will say the YOLO ball for it is actually less simple, but I believe in Peter. I think he's got it. MeGotsThis, that's his name. He's got it.
Yeah, the YOLO ball in Yellow is a 3-frame window with no visual or audio cue. And frames in Gen 1 are 59.7275 frames per second.
is
Oh, we
that
got an
the
IGT
I don't know.
in Yellow too, Pata.
I'll try it one more time just to make sure.
Okay.
How do you keep getting this?
I didn't get it in practice.
Like I think, well, I don't know blue for sure because I don't know the manip too well. But isn't yellow only like 3 and 60 to be an IGT?
Yeah, it's basically 5% to be a no encounter or Pidgey, and then an additional 5% to have bad stats.
That's
you
insane.
did get IGT.
So no, you'll have to go into the building and resave.
Okay.
If you don't go into the building and reset the map, then you'll have seen the Pokeball, and it has an art. You gotta go back to the left. If you don't go down the left side, then you don't reset the. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
What are you doing
How
to me,
good are
Kevin?
you?
What are you doing to me, Ty Kevin?
You gotta go into a building, and then this will work.
You just don't want to see the Pokeball is the big thing. and
If you
should be
see the
good now.
Pokeball, then you'll have started the NPC timer for the Pokeball because the Pokeball is an NPC in the game.
Today I learned.
I have never heard that before. This is the first time I heard of this.
But now we'll be good.
Meanwhile, we got lonely blue over here.
Yeah, get used to blue waiting on yellow. That's going to be a common occurrence.
Now, setting up all the fights and stuff, like I mentioned before, like we rely on lag frames and stuff, but this is probably, in my opinion, like the worst part. So once we get past this and get our Nidoran, everything should be a lot better.
Things start to sync up very quickly after getting the Niddos.
That was wrong. Do you guys want to explain why I'm hard resetting both at the same time?
So he's using a Start BX on his GameCube controller, which is a hard reset call to both, because he's doing it on the Wavebird, which is hooked up to both GameCubes.
In the spirit of 2 games, 1 controller, the inputs for the same are the same for each one, so that's why it's
That's
not
the Niddo
individually
encounter
hard
unless it's
resetting.
the Pidgey. All right.
Okay, good. It's not the Pidgey.
We're still not there yet. We still have to check his
Yeah,
special.
we have to check stats for special, because we could have special underflow.
Oh, let's hope not.
So as you can tell right now, while he's trying to catch a Nidoran, he's trying to do a little bit more in blue.
All right.
All right, nice. So here's another difference you're going to see right now if you look over on the side of blue. So MeGotsThis is walking on particular tiles. So, well, I mean, not right now, but the bottom right tiles of the grass, for some reason, don't produce encounters. Like if the tile has like a little star-shaped leaf on it. So he'll walk a very particular path in Viridian Forest. Yellow has those same tiles, but also we got the Niddo. My bad. Yeah. Yellow also has those same tiles, but they still produce encounters. I don't know what convinced them to either set it up that way in blue or to fix it in yellow, but they did.
I would assume because they wanted to make it more like the anime, so they added Pidgey and Pidgeotto to the forest.
Yep.
And when they did so, they were like, oh, wait, you can't even get encounters on these tiles? Let's fix that so speedrunners can waste more time.
Which another funny fact about that is in the Japanese versions of the games, they did have tiles that were like that, and it was the bottom left and not the bottom right, but there are no tiles that have the bottom left star. So there you go.
I did not know that.
You're learning a
He'll
lot
be
today.
getting the antidote in yellow, even though you wouldn't do that usually in a run, so that he can sync up the item bag in both games.
Ooh, nice. Pidgey in the forest is really good.
Later.
Oh, just
Yeah.
kidding.
Probably don't want to catch it until you have Horn Attack.
I just realized something. I probably should
Nice. Good catch.
make that to set.
Speaking of options, we also found fast options since the last GDQ,
Yes.
which is completely useless for RTA.
It's a good thing. It's interesting to see nonetheless.
Yeah.
So you notice Yellow's fighting some optional trainers because Nidoran needs double kick for Brock. So he'll fight 3 optional trainers to get level 12 by the end of the 3rd one. And then the 1 mandatory trainer that blocks the exit.
Get used to seeing him go to the Pokemon menu and looking at
Yeah.
stats a lot, because as you can see, things are desynced now.
Yeah, he's using that to desync the games intentionally.
And your Weedle fight's going lousy.
Was that first one poison?
Yeah,
that was
that's
first
poison.
And a crit there, that's not good. Because of the way crits work in Gen 1, they effectively double your level. They don't double your damage. So around level 1, it's about a 50% increase in damage. And Leer, it does, and Tail Whip increases your damage by 67%. So it's actually worse to crit
After
for
you
the first
tail
few
whipped.
levels.
Yeah. What was that? What is this sound? Jesus.
This is going so well.
Yeah, this is easily an
Well,
outlier as
that
far
is-
as Weedle fights.
What?
Well, that was really dangerous.
Yeah. I thought he
Oh
was.
no!
Oh no!
That's
Oh no!
Oh, no.
oh no!
Should I go back to Nidoran?
I think you have to.
Yeah, let's go back to Nidoran.
Yeah. That's really unfortunate. That Weedle fight going that bad is not. That's very uncommon. The tackle miss, all of it just.
Yeah,
So
we
if you're
need to get
thinking
that
of-
potion use in.
Was that just like an eaten input or something, or what happened there?
I don't know.
I feel like there was a dropped input on there. That has to be it.
Let's go wireless.
But luckily, we already have the Nido in blue. We're just getting the Nido in yellow again, which we already know has good stats because we checked them after the reset.
Oh, here's trainer tips.
Oh yeah, take a look at those if you're ever considering running these. They won't help you at all.
I have run from that Nidoran before, just by holding right or blue.
Oh, it's really, really easy to do if you get too focused on one of the games to just really, really mess it up in the other one.
Okay, we got the Nido again.
Nice.
And we're getting that potion since we didn't buy any yet. It's a little bit dangerous without it.
There's no
Yeah.
potions in red.
Yeah, that's another, I guess, slight improvement in yellow is they actually made potions available in Viridian Mart. Why they didn't make repels available in Pewter Mart, I'll never know, but that would have been much more welcome than the potions in Viridian Mart, I think.
Imagine a world where we didn't have to manipulate Mount Moon. Oh, that'd be
Sounds
great.
wonderful.
Imagine a world where we didn't have to tell chatters that we don't. we don't
Why
have
did you get
access to
repels?
repel.
So yeah, if you've ever wondered why they never get repels for Mount Moon, it's because you can't.
Yeah, the remakes of Red and Blue, when they came out with Fire Red and Leaf Green, they added repels. So a lot of people are just used to that.
And
so when they
clearly
see
they
us
meant
play
that.
the older games, they're like, why didn't you buy repels?
So Nintendo, if you want to release a patch for that, we'd greatly appreciate it. Make it like a DLC or something.
Yeah, could you patch the V
Yeah, exactly, dude. Yes, the Virtual Console. Like, I will gladly pay $5 for that. Like, really.
Oh, in Let's Go Pikachu, can we have repels before Mount Moon?
Oh yeah, that'd be amazing.
Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Well, no, if you only get encounters by running into them, then maybe it'll be obsolete. That'd be even better.
Also, who's up for 2G1C? Let's Go Pikachu. Let's
Let's
go
go Eevee. Yeah.
No. You're all heathens.
So I didn't see my special, but it was 13 or 14 for blue.
Oh yeah, that's definitely worth noting. The Squirtle special. If it was 13 at level 8, then he does not two-shot either, or he doesn't two-shot the Geodude, and unless he gets lucky on the level up, he won't two-shot the Onix either. But if it's 14, he will two-shot both with Bubble.
One of the things to note in yellow is that Nido is dropped into yellow bar. This is another one of the points. Yellow bar, yes. This is one of the points where yellow slows down even more from red and blue because there's color lag whenever your HP bar changes color. It wastes 5 frames for both you and for the enemy. Oh, you have to heal. Oh
No, not like this.
Peanut again.
Should I try again?
Third time's the charm. Like, it's hard to express in words. Like, I've run this on emulator with the windows side by side, and I did one mock run of actual console run. It is tough to be able to concentrate on both and not make the mistakes like that. It's not a simple task, even with practice.
Third try's the charm, right?
We got it. MeGotsThis.
After the Nidoran shows up on Yellow's end, it's probably a good time for some more donations.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Guys, we're getting in a ton of donations for the run. Do you want me to wait until after you've caught the Nidoran?
I mean, we already know the nickname incentive for it, so we might as well just...
go ahead.
Yep.
Sure thing. I've got a $150 donation from Orikoya, and it says, "Let's catch legendaries like it's Pokemon Go." I've got a $20 donation from Bob Chow 87, who sends it into Doctors Without Borders. He says, "Me gots this, you gots this."
Yeah.
Mizzlestick sends in $5 and says, "Hey MGT, good luck on the run. You're making the PSR community proud. We need to get Moltres and Lapras though, so let's get the band back together."
Hey, Mizzle.
Thanks, Mizzle.
Yes, thank you.
I'll give you an update on that incentive. We're currently almost halfway at about $12,000 out of the $30,000 to get Moltres and Lapras, so I'd really like to see that happen.
So, full disclosure, he did it 3 times to kind of give everybody a feel for when the manips, because that's the toughest part, really, and to give us a little bit more time to meet that donation incentive. So let's get those in, guys.
It's for charity. It's for charity.
It's for charity.
It's for charity.
Oh, wait, I forgot something.
Like,
Yellow.
he could already be through Mount Moon, but there's entertainment value to be thought of here.
But this would make the fight so much easier, right? Just tail up them all day.
There you go.
Oh.
It's just going to string shot you to oblivion instead of killing you.
Yeah.
Interesting. At
Come
least
on.
we'll get nothing happens text if it keeps using string shot.
Oh, yeah?
We only need 2 more for
Wow.
nothing happened text.
All right, let's start seeing some crits from the Caterpie.
But crit rate is based off base speed in Gen
Come
1, so
on.
it's
That's...
we might have a problem with that swap.
Why can't I get that in the Weedle fight?
I know, right? Let's start seeing some Poison Sting misses. I don't know, if we see more than one of those, something's up, but
Hey, nothing happened text.
there we go.
Hey, okay. We had to do that because if we didn't swap in Nido, we would lose experience when we swapped in the fight.
Now, wait, are
And
we
we
sure?
really need the experience.
Are we sure that the name for the Pikachu wasn't supposed to be bug food?
Oh, that crit though. That's what we were talking about doing less damage after the crits.
There's your full damage.
Hey. Okay. Oh, we didn't do
You need to swap
strats.
it either.
Yeah.
Oh, that was 14 special on Squirtle though, so that's good.
Yeah, that's good for Brock.
The forced encounter in blue, what a troll.
It's a Kakuna, too.
Yeah. Oh, that's like the.
But I ran to a Metapod earlier. I
Oh,
don't.
yeah, that was also the objective. Let's show the most obscure things that can happen in both games. That's insane.
You know what?
All right, Yellow
Actually,
Nidoran
I-
finally won its first fight, so let's
All
go.
right.
Let's go.
And we've got Horn Attack now, so we're way more powerful with Horn Attack. It has 65 base power. Very powerful move.
Oh yeah, since Pikachu fainted.
Probably
Bye,
still want to swatch
Pikachu.
Pikachu to the.
There's no more Pikachu behind me.
You monster.
So I'm trying to get to my next save point, which is before this Bugcatcher and Brock at the same time. That way I'm right next to them in case I actually die to Brock.
All right, show me that Pidgey. Darn. So fortunately, Brock shouldn't be too much of an issue because he got the good special. But I mean, there's still. I don't want to tempt fate, but
You
he's
shush.
very, very
Shush.
likely to win.
Have you seen these Weedle fights, man?
One of the fun things we learned about this yellow fight recently is that it's faster to leer the Metapod, even though he has a 1 in 3 chance to use Harden, because it saves 2 turns if you get leer and he doesn't use Harden on the next 2 turns.
It's also worth noting, for which some may have noticed, this trainer is not in red blue, but is in yellow. And there's another trainer in the forest off to the left that you don't even see. Which, if you watched Gunner Maniac's 2016 run, whenever it was, he actually had to fight that trainer because this was pre-manip, and that was the strat to use.
He got a level 4 Nidoran and had to fight an extra trainer to get it back to level 6 where we started from manipping the level 6 Nido.
So unlike in Yellow, where he had the opportunity to train his Nidoran up, it's just a lot faster in Blue to swap like this and steal some experience from the Geodude and Onix.
Yeah, and we have to train up Nido to beat Brock in yellow because we need double kick on Nido. We don't have a Squirtle to beat it with a water move.
Like, even if Nidoran learned double kick on blue, it would still be quicker to do it this way. But double kick sure would make Route 3 a lot nicer.
The task blue strat is actually really interesting. You have to, you get a level 3 Nidoran because it gets too much experience if you get a level 4. And then you crit the Onix to 1 HP and kill it with the Nido instead of doing swap strats.
Like, is the reason that Brock lets you use the Flash HM, is that because he's not wearing a shirt? Also, for those unfamiliar with the run, we will not be using Flash. This is a kid-friendly run. We don't do none of that. So Blue has to buy potions here because, as we mentioned before, they aren't available in, Paralyze Heals. I should have read the notes. Anyway,
Wait, there's notes?
there's notes. It's a pretty good Google Doc, actually, the guy that wrote it.
I thought that was a spreadsheet. No, PowerPoint.
A PowerPoint. Oh, yeah.
So another interesting thing to note is the bug catcher that he's fighting in yellow right now. If you remember, in blue, it was a really mean Weedle. He just has a Caterpie now. I don't know why they changed that, but...
You might need a potion now in yellow to avoid dying to a critical.
And this is...
Switch
Yeah.
out.
It's really, really confusing when your menus change in Pokemon games because so much of the game is menuing precisely.
Mm.
Poor Blue's getting concussed.
Yep. Yeah, we like to think of it as blue is like the older brother and yellow is like the younger brother that your parent told you had to take along. So, you know, the older brother, of course, has to slow down for the younger brother or siblings to accommodate.
I think we could sneak a couple donations in.
Oh,
right
yeah.
now.
Oh, guys, we're getting in so many donations. I have a $129 donation from Old Man in Viridian City.
Hi, old man.
He says, well, now that I've had my coffee and that's what I need to get going, I intend to donate $1 I had in my 6-item slot, but somehow I ran into missing no. So I have duplicated my dollars. Couch, how do we feel about couch interaction?
Bring it on. I encourage it.
Oh, no.
I have a $50 donation from Anonymous who says, hey, Keys, can you do the Jinx cry?
No,
No, not yet. Not
Every
yet.
time.
We gotta save it for the Omega Jinx cry this time.
Oh, you will get double Jinx cry. Do not worry.
Just cry, in fact, if you want it.
Oh, yeah, dripple with keys. Absolutely.
I mean, I'll do it again, but man, you guys are relentless. Come on. You did this. It's like GDQ tradition at this point.
Yeah.
Hey, I usually donate for it, but I'm
Yeah, it's
running this
usually you
time.
that does it.
I have a $20 donation from Jim Freak who says, now that school is finally finished for me, I can spend the rest of this week watching GDQ. Good luck to MeGotsThis on the run and hopefully no IGTO.
Well,
you see,
feeling
if
for
it's
that.
I think we need to heal again in yellow, too, here.
Definitely. Why you still not at top?
Heal the Nidoran. It's weird, you can potion Pokemon only if they're alive, but if you rare candy a dead Pokemon, that will revive it.
Which, for those of you that have watched any Gen 1 speedrunning, that's the strat in red right now.
Very
Or
important
has
red
been for a
strategy.
while, actually.
Yep. Candy revives threats.
Sadly, I would not use that this run.
Yeah, but red's already or blue is already fast enough. We don't need yellow to go any slower than that. There are a couple of other things that red could do that or blue could do that's faster. That of course it will not, just for the sake of we've got to stay back for little brother.
Now I finally switched.
There we go.
Okay.
I had to give cat food a little bit more time in the limelight because he's about to go in the box. Spoiler alert.
So we're saving for Shorts guy. He says that he likes shorts. They're comfy and easy to wear.
We can attest.
And saving for Brock at the same
We're all
time.
wearing shorts here, except Ty Kevin here.
Hey, jeans
Why are you
so
on the couch?
comfortable.
Why are you on the couch?
Oh, I mean, we'll give him credit. Like, jeans are better than jean shorts, right? So.
John Cena would disagree.
Da, 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 da. So So he's pretty safe here in yellow. The most that a bide hit from Brock can do if he starts double kicking it is going to be 18 HP.
That's as soon as I do 2 Leers, though.
Yes, that's after
Once
2
he gets
Leers.
the 2 Leers in. So first he's got to get the 2 Leers in.
All right, Screech is good.
That's good. We like that. Oh. If you hold B through Screech there, it actually is faster. There's a little bit of a wind-up text. Oh.
Double Screech.
And now we can get the double kicks in.
Oh, that's perfect.
That's
nice.
a perfect fight for yellow. And also simultaneously getting through the Rap God that is Ekans.
That's really
blue.
nice. He got the long bide, so he didn't even take any damage.
We've already had the Rap Goddess at GDQ, but now we've got the Rap God
Oh, yeah.
over in Ekans.
Yep, so that's one of the other differences you'll notice. Every single one of the gym leaders is going to be different except for Misty. Brock has the smallest change to him, at least as far as moves and Pokemon. His Pokemon are the same, but they're 2 levels lower. But for whatever godforsaken reason, they decided to give him Bind, which works similarly to Wrap. And if he's faster than you, in theory, he can use it infinitely because Gen 1 trainers do not have PP. They have just infinite uses of the moves.
But like everything else, it fits the anime very well.
Oh,
so-
yeah, true. I'd never thought about that. I just thought I don't want it to happen. So the Paralyzed Heals are for later on. There's a couple of different fights where things can potentially go wrong, and it's just going to be nice to have those for the marathon. If I'm not mistaken, we don't get those in regular runs?
No.
Okay. I didn't. Well, I mean, obviously not in the single. I don't think even in 2 games with a controller, but those are just going to prove to be safety.
And we don't do them in RTA runs, even for beginner strats. We use the Gentleman Dice Beam strategy.
Oh, yes. Good old gentleman candy.
Well, one of the reasons I don't pick up I do get the Paralyzed Heals is that I don't use the full restore that I pick up on the underground. That maintains that item slot in both games.
Yep.
Oh, yeah. The full restores are very, very valuable in yellow, as you'll notice a common theme in the end game for red. It's like, oh, this fight's nice, not so bad. And then, like, the majority of the late game fights in yellow are like, please don't crit me. Please don't crit me.
Of course I run to her.
Oh.
How did you manage that?
Wasn't even looking.
Well, you could, like, skip Hiker now, right? And just, like, fight a couple of encounters? Anybody want to do the math on that?
Not really.
Yeah, you also notice here next in yellow, the short sky fight is just so much nicer because A, you're, what, 3 levels, 4 levels higher?
And there's a good point.
And you have double kicks, so you just one-shot the rat. He gets 1 chance to hit you, and that's if he uses quick attack. And you just kill him, and you're done. It's so nice.
There was a good point here to mention how badge boosts work. You just guaranteed that tackle kill because String Shot hit him. String Shot actually increases your attack in Gen 1 after you've beaten Brock because of badge boosts being completely broken.
Mhm.
Anytime you get hit by a stat-changing move, it reapplies all of your badge boosts that you obtained.
And it's not a glitch, it's a feature.
Please.
Yeah, we like that.
And the best way to tell a difference between a glitch and a feature a lot of times is just how many people like it and how many people don't.
Oh yeah. So at this point, I would like to have the cutoff for Pidgey's name.
All right, do we have a name for Pidgey?
We do have the name for Pidgey. Just taking a look at it now. It is Bird Jesus.
Bird Jesus!
We got Rat Mist Beckons. That was really good too.
Oh, yes. Yeah, it's unfortunate the Ekans can still troll you with Wrap on this, but it of course, being the higher level, it does a bit less, so it's not as bad, and you don't have the Rat potentially weakening your defense with Tail Whip.
Now, while it wasn't intentional for MeGotsThis to fight that last in blue, it's intentional in yellow. And it's mainly just because it's the faster fight to deal with, and he's already got extra experience on top of that.
Though in the yellow RTA run, you will fight the bottom bug catcher as you manipulate Mount Moon to avoid all encounters.
Yep.
And
so
it ends
you
up
can't get the Geodude experience that you would need anymore, so we just fight the last. And we can just barely sneak it with our Horn Attack count in RTA.
Right. So normally he would take the Spearow in a regular run, but he's going to run from it because... Yeah, okay, he's going to run from it because he wants Pidgey in blue, and he's going to get Spearow in yellow, as Pidgey's not available on this route, and their different Cry Links will allow him to help to fix desyncs later on in the run, as Pikachu, again, spoiler alert, it will soon be going to the box, so he won't be able to use Pikachu for that.
Now, he left the route right there in yellow because once you leave a route, you reset the trainer positions. So now he's able to walk behind the bug catcher, and since he fought the last, there's nothing stopping him.
So hopefully Pidgey will show up here. Wow. Is it an even 50-50 split whether it'll be Spearow or Pidgey on this route?
It's pretty close.
Yeah. That's insane.
There's also Jigglypuff on this route.
Oh yeah,
which
the 10%
at this rate, he's going to find a Jigglypuff.
It was the
before he finds
Jigglypuff thing.
Oh.
I swear, I know how to play this game.
Oh, for those at home, Tackle is not a Gen 1 miss here. Have we explained Gen 1 misses yet?
Not
Actually,
Okay,
Oh.
so in Gen 1, every single move has a 1 in 256 chance to miss, even if it has 100% accuracy, because of a bug in the coding of the game. Tackle, though, is not one of those moves. Before Gen 5, Tackle had 95% accuracy. So it is not Gen 1 missing when it misses.
no. It actually, it's not very well known. Tackle has an increased chance of Gen 1 missing over other moves. And to rectify this, when they finally fixed it in Gen 5, they made it 50 base power, realized that was too OP, and then brought it back down to 40 in Gen 6 onward. That's not really, I'm lying. That's not, that's not increased Gen 1 chance miss. It seems like it though sometimes. It's supposed to be 95%. I don't think it's 95%.
It's almost gas on that there.
Did you think he was going to press B because of the typo?
If you press B during an evolution, it cancels the evolution. So we would have to go really far back at that point.
That would be really bad. So it's good that didn't happen.
To kind of go back to that Gen 1 miss thing, though, the only move that doesn't apply to is Swift, because Swift just flat out skips accuracy checks. It's kind of like how the
Spearow.
Master Ball can't fail.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
Spearow is
Name
not
for
a very
Spearow,
common
real quick?
occurrence. Spearow name?
The Spearow name is Edith Pife.
Edith
Okay,
Pife.
capital E, D-I-T-H, space, capital P-I-A-F.
Never mind.
Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
That's okay. This is a quick fight. She's just got a Jigglypuff. You could just kick it.
Oh, no.
We at the couch do not condone violence against Pokemon unless it's from other Pokemon.
Oh, it's not going to kill in one shot. We're going to get Sting.
It's going to miss. Okay, that works too.
Disable, that's fine.
Oh,
We can
that's
just use a different move.
Not that move.
Suck it, hungry box.
I didn't get Spearow yet, have I?
No, not yet, but that's fine.
Okay.
Oh, that's really nice. Spearow's what, like a 30% encounter in
It's
this
like
grass?
40%.
40? Okay. Again, 40. I don't know. Pokemon says it's a certain percentage. and it's not.
Pokemon Gen 1, there's 10 different encounter slots in each route. Some of them overlap sometimes. So Spearow takes up a lot of the different slots. It's kind of confusing, but it's effectively like a 40% chance.
Because you can get what, a 12, a 10, an 8, and a...
There's a few different
Yeah.
ones. Yeah.
All right, so as you noticed, Yellow had to do its early game grind. Had to do its grind before Brock.
I have to do it later.
Well, now Red or Blue has to do its grind later to make up for that.
Yep.
So we're going to have to rename the Spearow later, unfortunately.
Oh yeah. And
Yeah.
it's Edith Pife, Edith Pith, capital
P-I-A-F.
Piaf.
Yeah. Edith Piaf. I have no
All right,
idea who that is.
deposit. All right, so this is where we bid farewell to cat food. He did a really good job of being a punching bag for that Caterpie earlier, but press F in chat for respects. Unfortunately, that's all we'll see of cat food. Thank you for your service.
One of the fun things about Pikachu's Cry is it completely lags the game out. If you see it in a task, there's like this red zone, green zone thing that shows you when the game is lagging, and it's just red for like multiple seconds.
Oh, it's, yeah, like he said, it's worth noting. That's why we deposit Pikachu, to help avoid a couple of cutscenes later on in the game. The only
Bill's
one,
house, when you get the SSN ticket, I think. And
Bill was the only one I was aware of, because that's the only one I've forgotten to deposit
when you get
for.
the bike voucher in the fan club.
Oh, yeah, oh, dang, I didn't. Oh, yeah, because he flirts with the Jigglypuff. Or he's swooned by the Jigglypuff, anyway. I think he's at a loss of words to what to say.
Yeah,
His best line would probably be Pikachu, though, if I had to take a guess.
Pikachu. I never found TM12. What are we going to do?
But yeah, TM12 is going to prove to be helpful in a couple of fights coming up. Which actually the main route in red actually does get TM12 now. Yellow normally does not, but just as a means to homogenize things and to give blue a little bit more time to get ahead, since it's having to fight these extra trainers. Yellow grabs water gun as well.
Yep. Syncs the games up.
Yep.
And you can notice also, we're not manipping Mount Moon right now. In RTA, we can do that because we don't have to worry about playing 2 different games at the same time. We don't have a manip that works for both games yet. And it might not even work very well. The game is supposed to have you walk one step every 17 frames, but there's some subframe stuff that goes on that can desync the two between blue and yellow. So you might not be able to make a manip that works for both.
Though it is entirely possible that it may be faster to just do 2 separate manips, but I mean, those are just so input heavy, and having to discern between the two, that'd be a pretty difficult task to do, I would say.
And one of the important things with manips is being able to hear the audio of the one game that you're trying to manip with, and that's really confusing when you've got both game audios going.
I would just like to point out real quick to those at home, this is one of the only times you're going to see yellow ahead.
Yep, it is. Well, there's a couple more, you're right, but this is like one of 3, I think.
But Stop can't learn more moves.
Oh, that's bad. That's bad.
Mega Punch?
Yeah, go down into that ladder there. You can get Mega Punch. We can fix that.
Mega Punch strats now?
All right, so Mega Punch is actually a more powerful move than Horn Attack, so it's just unfortunately much less accurate. Again, 85% accurate, and you know, Pokemon numbers, they're like Monopoly money. You can't spend it at a real store. So,
you know, me and Mega Punch never meet eye to eye. Just so you know that.
I don't think there are very many people that it has. So.
Yeah, so that was one example there where having one drop input in one game can really affect the run that much.
That's all it takes. For those that can't hear the dual audio, this is just,
This is why I only requested one.
Now, there are some times where the dual audio syncs up, and it's actually quite pleasant. This is not one of those.
One of the great things about the RTA Moon Manips is that you get to hear the entire Moon music. It's so glorious.
Oh, nice. So this is probably a good time. Oh, I'll mention he's fighting this hiker to homogenize their experiences so that he can candy later on at the same time. They'll both reach 21 at the same time, and that's why he fights this hiker. So that we can probably take this for a couple of donations.
Sure thing. We have a $150 donation from 3Man188. It says, when even speedrunning a game is too slow for you, you speedrun 2 games at the same time. Had to donate during Pokemon, thanks to all the runners. I've got a $5 donation from Justin Average Guy, who says, I love Pokemon Yellow, even if it's as slow as a Slowpoke. $20 sent in from Connor225. He says, let's get that Lapras and Moltres hype. NSS Codesire sends $25 to Doctors Without Borders and says, gotta catch 'em all. Moltres, Lapras, donation train hype.
Paris's cry is so long in
It
yellow,
is.
it loses 2 more seconds than any other encounter.
It's also
So
worth
bad.
noting that Yellow has the better coughing. Well, Yellow has the better sprite in a lot of cases, but
Yes.
Yellow's coughing sprite is the best Pokemon sprite ever. He's just so happy to be there. You'll see soon. And then we could probably get, what, 3 more donations?
You have to evolve the
Oh, I have to evolve
Take it
them?
to each
Alright.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That will work.
So this is a treat, the simultaneous evolution.
Stop him evolving.
Oblivi is evolving.
That's not a good thing.
When you get Nidoking is really where the Nidoking starts to get completely overpowered. You have a 3rd tier evolution Pokemon at the very beginning of the game. We're like level, what, 16, 17 right now?
And that's one of the reasons why he's just so fast. Originally for Yellow, the options for beating Brock were what? Like, you could get a Caterpie and evolve it to Butterfree to learn Confusion.
I think
you
it
could
was,
get,
it used to be like Mankey. as a
Mankey,
dog trio.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it turns out, you know, the same amount of experience that it would take to get Mankey to level 9 to learn Low Kick is what you would get to get Nidoking or Nidoran male to level 12 and learn Double Kick. And then he's just exponentially faster after that. So here's another one of the differences. You'll notice Yellow's fighting the Super Nerd first. Red will run into a trainer before the Super Nerd. It's one of the version differences. And
Yep. That trainer that he's fighting here got replaced with the Jesse and James fight coming up.
oh no, this is the same Super Nerd, but then the Yellow's ahead right now.
Yeah.
So we hadn't seen the rocket fight.
The
Oh, you
rocket
mean in-
fight
oh,
in
okay,
blue
I follow
is
you.
in yellow replaced with.
I'm over here if you need me. Oh wait, which fossil are we getting? That should have been a donation incentive.
No, it's
No?
not.
Oh, okay. So Dome, right?
Oh no, it needs to be a specific one for later memes.
Oh, that's right. Oh yeah, well we have Bird Jesus, so we have to get the Helix fossil, right?
Of course. That's all everyone picks.
Oh.
Praise Helix!
Woo! Oh yes, of course.
So it's actually really useful to use the Helix fossil in the overworld. It lets you focus on the other game. And so you can desync the games, have one of them just messing with the Helix fossil while you advance to the other game.
Which is going to ironically, it's normally going to be blue looking at the Helix fossil. So, again,
Yeah. Usually you have to
Yeah.
wait up for yellow.
like I said, there are 2 more instances I can think of where Yellow's going to have to wait on blue. There may be another one I'm not thinking of, but we'll get there when we get there.
All right, so I'm going to need the name for Paris.
Yeah, Paris
Oh.
name.
Also, we're still approximately an hour, 50 minutes away from the donation incentive. How are we doing on that for Lapras?
I'll give you
Moltres?
the update on that one. We just passed $13,000, so that means we still need $17,000 to come in the next, you said, hour and a half there. So
It was like
A
hour,
little more than an
50,
hour.
50 minutes.
A little more than an hour.
Yeah.
then if you guys want to see that out there, all the viewers need to contribute to the Moltres and Lapras incentive.
You know you want to see the fire chicken.
All right, Swaff.
Oh
So-
yeah, it's about that time. All right. That fossil is Team Rocket. Surrender now or prepare to fight.
I wasn't warned of this, and I'm really sad.
So the Jesse and James duo in yellow, they replace a couple of different trainers throughout the game. In fact, they end up there's 2 different instances of them that replace 2 trainers in one instance and 3 trainers in another. The instance where there's 2 trainers, we won't even see
I got
that.
Paris there too.
Oh, okay. Wait, what did we have the Paris name for when we go to rename it later?
The Paris name is currently ATK, all capitals.
ATK. Okay.
Sorry, I did practice naming these Pokemon. Somehow my hand just slipped to the B button.
Well, I mean, he's got to go fast, and you don't nickname him. It's understandable.
All right. Team Rocket, blast off at the speed of light!
I hate you both.
All right.
Okay. We got through the Mount Moon. This is where the games really start to sync up, and we're going to have more of the 2 games at the same time aspect kick in.
And that's where we could really get appreciation for the different sprites and whatnot. And again, you get to see plenty of yellow being slower than blue. I'm going to say red. Just assume I mean blue. I know Chad. No, red and blue aren't the same. They're different colors. But you could theoretically have the red palette on blue if you wanted to. So. Not theoretically. I use big words I don't understand to try to sound more photosynthesis. So.
Wait, what? Those are big words? I guess I need to expand my vocabulary here.
We have to go back here to get a rare candy. It's essential to getting Thrash at a specific point on the bridge. Thrash is one of the moves that makes Nidoran, the line with Nidoking, way more OP than anything else you could get to this point.
Yeah, that in addition to, that's literally the only other move it will try to learn is Nidoking. And that's it, which is a valuable time save. And that a lot, the previous route in Red Blue with Blastoise would try to learn, moves that you didn't need it to learn. So when it would level up, it's like, hey, you're trying to learn this and you have to cancel a move. Don't have to deal with that with Nidoking. It's really nice.
A jerk wants to fight. How rude.
Right. Oh, and of course, here's the other difference. You get to see the different Pokemon the rival has. There's a couple of ones he has in common. Here he's getting really bad luck with Mega Punch, unfortunately. Get him, Bird Jesus. Defeat your elder. You tried.
This is one of the nice consistency things for Yellow in the 2G1C run, being able to water gun the Sandshrew. He can sand attack you very often in the RTA run, and it's really dangerous. The Rattata after here has Hyper Fang now, so if you miss on him, it can get nasty pretty quick.
Yeah, I would say even after the Mega Punch, with it being like it is, Yellow's fight is still. Would you say the red fight's worse than the yellow fight?
I would say the red fight's worse.
With instant text and Mega Punch and
yeah. There's something that you can obtain called instant text. The way it works is really, really silly. So if you go to the bike shop and you mash B when he asks if you can purchase a bike, it doesn't remove one of the flags, and the flag is instant text. So as long as you don't open up your menu again, you can maintain instant text for as long as you please. So that's obviously incorporated into route. It was controversially taken out at one point in time, but we re-added it back in. And now that it's back in the route, it makes this fight so much more dangerous in red and blue.
Because if you menu and try to heal, you lose your instant text. You can't menu at all. And we also delay using the rare candies that we were talking about getting because we can't use them, otherwise we'd lose instant text.
Yeah, and that costs like what, a minute, 2 minutes, and
it
obviously
costs a significant amount of time.
You want to go fast, so you don't want to
way
do
more
that.
time than you could afford trying to get over a record.
Yep. It's an interesting story about how that was discovered.
That's for another time.
For another time, okay.
It was Swaff who discovered instant text.
That's my only contribution. That's why I made it. No.
Pretty good time for donations.
Yeah.
Sure, I have a $25 donation from Mechamoth who says, "Hey guys, my partner and I have been watching all week. She actually learned to speedrun Pokemon Blue after last GDQ. Can you please give a shout out to Bree, who's currently sleeping on my shoulder so I can surprise her in the VOD? Good luck on the runs."
Hello, Bree.
Hi.
Hi, Bree.
Hi, Bree.
Man, you guys are dead. Come on. Hi, Bree.
You'll be like,
Hi, Bree.
Can I sneak in a few more
Go for it.
donations? Yeah, I have a $807 donation from Timochu.
nice.
Yeah. Timochu says, thanks for hosting SGDQ every year, donating $1 for every Pokemon. Put this towards naming Pidgey Bird Jesus.
Nice.
I have a $20 donation from Empire Ship. You can probably guess what this one is. Praise Helix.
Yes.
I have a $250 donation from Anonymous who says, Pokemon.
You are not inaccurate.
This is in fact Pokemon, but
Yep.
2 Pokemon.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Pokemon is both the singular and the plural, so.
Ah.
Time for a few more?
Yeah, gotta have
Keep
at
it going.
It could probably go through, honestly, through the rest of Nugget Bridge.
Sure. Kate the Gray sends $50. Says 2 games with 1 controller? Well, I never. Good luck on the run, and here's getting Moltres and Lapras.
Yes.
I've got one here from Gary Oak 103, who we just beat. Says Pokemon Blue and Yellow on the same controller? Psh, child's play. Try playing all 28 main games of the series and 51 spin-off games on the same controller, and maybe you can beat me. Smell it later.
Okay.
Hey, you get the route going, we'll take a look.
$5 from Inol, who says, I always need to donate during the Pokemon run. It's great to see you guys destroy my past in record time.
Just to interrupt donations real quick. So this is a really good opportunity for him to use his rare candies. So now he's going to learn Thrash, and as Ty Kevin has mentioned, Thrash is a really, really
I make sure I hit
powerful move.
tackle. On
Yes.
All right, good job, good job. We did it.
Oh, it's also probably a good time to point out that with the animations turned off, there are still like battle animations, and you can either get what's like a shake or what's like a flash.
Yep,
And
and
you've-
the shake moves happen for moves that have a side effect, like Bubble Beam can give a slow, Thundershock can paralyze. Those are all shake moves. The flash moves just deal damage.
and a flash move's approximately 1 second slower than a shake move.
Yep.
So that's one of the reasons why Thrash is just so good. A, it's a shake move. B, it's a 3 to 4 turn hit, so it saves on
You don't have to
PP management.
reselect the move every turn.
Exactly.
It's so good.
It's just incredible.
And out of the 3 and 4 utility that you get, it's 1 point used.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And if you ever do the all trainers run, you get to use it for the entirety of after
So
you get
boring.
it. It's pretty much just get red bar and Thrash stuff. And it's
One of the fun things to notice in yellow is that it's still in green. Green bar here is amazing because we're not losing those 5 frames to entering the battle with a lower color. The way the palette works is it always comes in with green, and then if you're red or yellow, it changes to that color.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I'd like to point out real quick that getting this price here is 2 different audios. Jingos.
oh yeah, that's funny. Oh, do we got Charmander's nickname?
Yes, we do. Charmander's name is Waluigi.
Oh boy.
Wow.
Yep. This is as close as he'll get to being a main in Smash. He gets to be Charmander.
But isn't he Charizard in Smash though?
Wait, he is? Oh, I don't know.
in Melee, right?
I exhausted like 50% of my Smash knowledge there, so. The other 50% is that it's a fighting game.
Shen is cringing on the outside right now. You want to say something?
So he's taking advantage of the downtime in blue while he's getting Charmander in yellow to swap the Pokemon so that, the appropriate Pokemon are in the right spots. Wah! Wah! Also, we on the couch encourage people to wah responsibly.
This trainer here, there's 2 different hikers you can fight. We're fighting the one that I think you'll need the experience there for blue on the left.
No, I just want the elixir.
Yep.
Oh, we want the elixir. Okay. So he's blocking an elixir that we need to get, and you can just fight one or the other. The other trainer has an Onyx.
It's a little bit of a faster fight just because it's one Onyx compared to a Machop and a Geodude.
Yeah. Especially with Water Gun. And Yellow would normally fight the Onyx as well and just double kick it. And ideally, you just crit the double kick and it goes down in one. Because that
Otherwise,
Onyx,
you get
of course,
bind over
yep,
and over
exactly,
and over.
Exactly.
Wait, you want to go Onyx without Water Gun on blue?
Oh
what you're
yeah.
saying?
Oh, just crit a bunch of Thrashes and like get the 4-turn. And
Shen had a run before we had to crit like 3 Thrashes because he accidentally.
We never found the elixir. What are we going to do?
Sorry, what?
We never found the elixir.
So the rest of these fights are all going to be pretty similar, just Thrash. I think we can get in, what, 2-3 donations?
Oh, we can get more than that.
Oh, yeah, so keep them rolling.
My pleasure. Rectangular send 244 sends in $20 for Doctors Without Borders. He says, I always enjoy watching Pokemon runs at GDQ events, but this one is absolutely insane. I'd say the silliness of this run was unexpected, but that would be rather unbelievable.
Oh.
Let's get Moltres and Lapras. Thanks,
Yes.
Rectangular.
I didn't realize you sent a donation in, Swap.
Oh, please, mine would be much, much worse than that.
You can walk into that Trainer's Vision one tile lower, but for safety, he went up all the way.
Yeah, because the one below, he has 3 Geodudes and a Machop, and it's just slower, and your EXP gets wonky, and an extra step for safety. Definitely worth it in marathons.
So these trainers, too, we call them boyfriend and girlfriend because they talk about each other being boyfriend and girlfriend in the text.
I'm
But
pretty
somehow
sure
there's a hiker between them.
the hiker,
Why is there?
the hiker's the girlfriend's dad. He's keeping them separate. He's like, all right, y'all can go on your date, but I'm coming along, and I'm sitting in between you.
I have a somewhat relevant donation.
Ooh,
as
let's
well.
Go for it.
Yes.
Relevant to that?
You'd be surprised.
These are really well-timed donations. Holy cow.
$25 from Tiny Cow says, I have to donate during the Pokemon block, a game that has gotten me through a lot and helped me throughout my life. I hope this money can be used to help others feel the same way I did. Also, can anyone on the couch say, you only live once, so I live, in a hiker voice, and I'll donate another $10.
You only live once, so I live.
I give that's pretty good for hiker voice. That's what hikers sound like for sure.
Yep. That's as much hiking as I do. That's it.
$50 from Yato says, first time donating to GDQ. Happy it's going to a great cause. Let's get some Lapras.
Yes. Get those in. We want the fire chicken, folks. We want them.
We don't normally get the ether in yellow, but we're syncing up bag management, so we're going to get it in both games. Also, interestingly, the walk cycles inside this cutscene do not apply the same in both games. You have to manually walk around in one of the games, but not the other.
So
Yeah.
one of the few areas where yellow's nicer.
Yeah, blue, you have to walk manually.
It's also really interesting how like small this cutscene seems, but then like in Gen 6 they reference, or not Gen 6, Gen 7 they reference it in Sun and Moon. Slight spoiler alert. Oh, actually, I'm not going to say how they reference it, so I didn't really spoil it.
In the cutscene where Pikachu is still here, Pikachu like freaks out seeing Bilb still being a Pokemon when he comes out. It's hilarious.
Yeah. Poor cat food.
The slightly desynced audio between the two games here is really pleasing.
It is. It's one of the few times it's just like, hey, this is nice.
Yeah, I hope you guys in the stream can see that both of us are playing.
And there goes the pleasantness. Actually, this isn't that bad.
I just have the one.
The gym's not too bad either if you can get it going at the same time like that.
So the Misty fight coming up here used to be very dangerous, but now that we have stat manip from allowing the save and quit in RTA, it's way safer.
Yeah, it's faster than
went from
Starmie.
being like a 50-50 to like a 95% win guaranteed.
It's also worth noting that since he fought that top hiker with the 2, he's 25 for this Goldeen, so he has a chance to naturally one-shot it without crit. And
And he got
What?
confused.
double
in both
supersonic.
games.
That's
Oh my goodness, that's so unlucky.
And how is it that like Yellow always gets the worst luck? That always just
I had a Beetle
boggles
fight
me.
earlier.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness,
Oh, yeah.
this is really dangerous. That's not a bad idea, yeah. Can't get supersonic again.
Supersonic hit and to hit yourself is just so...
no more.
I'd say potioning to full here just for safety.
Yep.
He can realistically go in with half HP, but, you know, why risk it?
It's double the chances of dying to either game.
Usually in yellow, we would heal just before Misty and not have to potion, but syncing up both games, it's easier to just potion in both.
Since you're going to have to save anyway.
Also, Misty here does have different text.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting, too. It's also worth noting, nothing. I forgot what I was going to say. Pardon me, but I have nothing to say. It's like a really bad rendition of Row, Row, Row Your Boat where they try to stagger it out. All right, water gun's good. Nice.
Double water gun.
Very
Wow.
nice. That's the best thing that she can do.
Like after that water gun, the only way he could have lost was if he got a Gen 1 miss.
Yep.
We still have to believe that that's going to happen on the
Can't
sand
you double low
slash.
roll and like barely miss killing?
I don't think of that DB.
Surely not with the perfect attack, right?
No, not with that DB,
Okay.
I don't think.
And the extra stat experience too.
That's true. Stacks.
Yeah, so stat experience is something I don't think we brought up. It's not really necessarily relevant. I mean, it kind of is, kind of isn't. So stat experience is essentially what EVs are,
Yep.
except in Gen 1 and Gen 2. EVs are a much more organized and much easier to follow system, whereas stat experience is kind of just like, oh, you fought this thing, here's stuff.
And you can unload, you can fill up each stat with stat experience.
Yeah,
whereas
you
with
can
EVs
fill
are
them
limited.
completely up like the way you would EVs in the later gens. The blue Machop sprite is really strange.
The blue one's like, am I supposed to be lifting? And then the yellow one's like,
What's
I have
going on
been
with
lifting.
its feet? Like, what are those tucks behind?
Yep. Oh, dang, I missed the yellow coughing sprite. We get one more shot at that, don't we? No, we don't. Darn. There was two of them, too.
We get wheezing still.
That wheezing's not as good as coughing, though. Like, the coughing is just so happy to be there. Like, you could have just insulted his mother, and he's just like, hey, man, I know you didn't mean it.
I don't know, I'm partial to Grimer and Red Blue myself.
Coming up here, he's going to get a full restore in the underground without the jingle happening. Whenever you just enter an area, you can kind of overlap some audio things and cancel jingles that usually happen.
I don't think double jingle skips can happen because of the length of his name.
Oh.
Yeah, getting double jingle with the single character name is also not very easy to do.
I've done it before.
I've done it once, and I don't know how I did it.
You pushed a button and it worked.
I pushed the button at the right time.
Ignore what I said. In RTA, usually we would get a jingle skip.
Oh yeah, individually, it's really, really easy to get the jingle skip there. It's not a difficult thing to do at all, but like simultaneous ones, just because of wonderful yellow lag, it's, yeah. Hey, look, it's Waluigi. Wah!
Wow.
Wow.
Double surge encounter.
That's really unlikely too.
Who here's
Wait,
got-
it's blue
yeah.
too. What's going on?
Who here's
there's
gotten the triple surge encounter? Have you gotten triple surge encounter?
I have.
double,
I
but
have.
not triple.
I've gotten triple.
I have successfully YOLO balled an Aber in a meme run and lost time because of it though.
Why?
Because
Only
Aber's my favorite
swap.
Pokemon. You can't take life too seriously. Nobody gets out of it
When we
alive.
have to route on the fly in Pokemon races, we call it going full swath.
Full disclosure, most of my routing on the fly is not optimal in the slightest.
I mean, we're kind of like running on the
Wait, was
fly.
that-
I have Mega Punch here.
Was that zero?
That is a bit on the
Yeah.
fly.
Was that zero quick attacks from all 6 Pidgeys?
That was really good.
That's insane.
That's like a one.
'Cause they're 1 and
3
3.
and 4 to the 6th or something.
Yeah, because each of those Pidgeys has quick attack. I mean, it isn't a big deal. Of course, it wastes time a little bit, and his HP's high enough to not be bothersome. It's still rather interesting. Finally, a stroke of good luck. Other than the Misty Fight. The Misty Fight was insane, too. Double Water Gun is good. Reminder to stay hydrated out there. It's really, really friggin' hot.
Do we have Stay Hydrated bot in the Twitch?
Oh, yeah,
chat for
we got
GDQ?
Stay Hydrated bot. Yeah. Even you watching at home, drink your water. Not just soda, trust me.
Oh, I forgot
Your
my
body
water
will thank
bottle
you.
down my bag.
Uh-oh. You've been live for almost an hour now, right? Oh, no. So he's going to get some repels and some super potions here? Or do you get your...
At least the repels.
Yeah. Hey, super potions just to make sure full health for Surge. Well, Surge is not that risky.
We delay getting the super potions now in RTA because it'll make the bag management easier, but it's safer to get them earlier for the 2G1C run.
You're also going to notice that he'll be fighting an optional trainer that you wouldn't normally fight in either RTA, known as the Gentleman. He's guarding a rare candy, and his experience in tandem with that rare candy allows you to be level 29 for Surge.
Which
This
lets
is-
you outspeed the Raichu
It lets
with
you
the
outspeed-
perfect maniped DVs.
And two-shot, assuming you don't get Growl or some
Yeah.
other type of trolling.
It's crazy.
So, like, he's just going to thrash that fight and get the candy, so we could probably get maybe a couple of donations in before the rival fight.
Sure thing. I have $10 from And My Axe. He says, fire chicken? Fire chicken.
Nice. Oh, okay, he's going to fight him afterwards. My mistake.
Yeah, it's better to have the rare candy after you're cut. You get cut after fighting the rival, and then you get the rare candy from Gentleman.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Well, you get, yeah, gotcha.
And even though Water Gun is 4 times effective on a lot of the Geodude and Onix fights, there is a Cubone in yellow that Water Gun will not one-shot. So we still have to teach Bubble Beam.
Otherwise,
It's
Water
the same
Gun would
in
be
red, I
worth
believe.
it. Yeah, same with
Yeah.
Red. It's also worth noting that Bubble Beam has that shake animation that's quicker, whereas Water Gun has the flash.
Yep.
But if Water Gun were to one-shot the Cubone, then we would probably teach Water Gun instead. And I guess in Red, we just wouldn't teach Bubble Beam.
New strat. Bubble beam this.
All right. Oh, shit. If I'd have known it, I would have told you could have kicked him.
But I don't have kick in blue.
Oh, fair point.
Well, this is a
You
really
should still
fun
be fine.
fight for Task Strats because it has exactly 4 Pokemon. So you can use Thrash, not crit the first Pokemon, not crit the second Pokemon, crit the third Pokemon, and not crit the fourth Pokemon. Any of the 4 Poke fights are super fun for Task Thrash Strats.
Oh, yeah, when we've been saying EVs, we don't mean this EV. I mean effort values, just for anybody that might have been confused by that. It's unfortunate that Growl prevented him from killing the EV with the double kick. Okay, now we can probably do some donations because he's just going to get cut from the captain and then fight the gentleman that I mentioned previously. So you can go through the boat.
Sure thing. I have to say, MeGotsThis, your ability to multitask knows no bounds. I have a $1,500 donation from MeGotsThis.
What?
Thank you very much. And he says, MeGotsThis here. Not only am I playing 2 games, but I'm also donating for Doctors Without Borders. Thank you to the GDQ staff for creating and hosting this event year after year.
It didn't mention me doing a Jinx cry. That's new. Thank you. I'm saved.
Time for a few more?
Yes, well, yeah, you can.
Okay. We have a $25 donation from Cursed who says, Wamander. Hey, you guys, I have a perfect donation for you here. It's from C Cleaner Greg who says $25 for Doctors Without Borders, and he says, yes, great job. $60 from Nate189 who says, woo. I'm not sure if that's
Oh, is that Ric Flair?
It might be a Ric Flair. I had to summon the Ric Flair for sure. $50 from Warrior Woman for Doctors Without Borders, who says, love the commentary, keep it up. Mac6288 sends in $75 and says, continuing my tradition of donating during the Pokemon run. Pokemon holds a special place in my heart as my favorite and first game series growing up, and I'm so glad to see it be able to support a great charity. Here's to getting Moltres and Lapras.
Yes.
I have a quick update for you on that one, too. We're nearly at $14,000. Donations seem to have slowed a bit on that, so if you want to see that incentive happen, we need to get another $16,000 to have Moltres and Lapras caught during this run.
All right, we needed to rename a couple of Pokemon and name Raiders in Lavender Town. Okay, we got a little bit of time.
Yep.
Good job.
He's in Goldenrod in Gen 2, and that's the third
Yeah.
city.
You did good, Swaff.
I done good. You won't hear Kizaron say that about me very often, so.
I never mean it.
This is
Yeah, it
basically
doesn't.
the only
Unless-
break in the
unless it's
entire
Sonic.
run where the boat's leaving there. Most of the rest of the run, you have to be doing inputs at some point.
And also, shout outs to Lucky Typhlosion for backward boat on the ROM. Wins the one for yellow so we can see the boats, or with the boats back into one another. It's your job to make that happen now, Lucky.
So he's swapping repels up to the top so we can use them quickly in the rock tunnel segment coming up. Teaching cut for the bush here. Using super repel so we have a safe surge fight. And using the rare candy to get that outspeed on Raichu.
It's also worth noting that normally in each run separately, the Pokemon that you teach Cut, you would also teach Dig to. Both Paris and Charmander can learn both. However, he's going to have to overwrite for the Charmander to learn one of the attacks, so they'll be in different spots when he goes to use them in the overworld. So to remedy this, he just teaches them Cut, and then Squirtle can learn Dig, which he'll be getting Squirtle here in a bit after Surge, so he will teach Squirtle Dig, and then assuming we meet the incentive, let's get Lapras, he can teach Surf and Strength to Lapras.
One of the fun things about Yellow's cans here is that they're completely programmed wrong. So there's supposed to be one key for the second can in one of the spots next to the first can. Instead, there's two keys at the same time in the next door cans. And also, the keys can be not next to the can you searched first.
It's worth noting right there that he's manipulating the cans in blue. But because it's 2 games, 1 controller, he selected the same can twice, and that's a no-no.
It's what Gen 2 doesn't have cans, and
Correct.
Gen 3's cans are still kind of wonky, so it wasn't until Gen 4 that they actually
No, Gen
made
3
the
and Gen
cans.
4 is literally any can after.
Okay, so Gen 4's,
So,
Gen
like,
3
as
is when
long
they
as it's
finally made
adjacent.
cans appropriate. Or they worked as intended anyway.
So you can see in blue there, the key was next to it. And this one also is one that can be next to it in yellow. Oh, but he got
Oh,
unlucky.
that's
That's
unfortunate.
one of the lowest chance cans to get.
Yeah,
I
the
mean,
second key.
that could have been the Godkins there.
Now, it's going to look
could
like...
have been.
Yeah, it's going to look like a lie, but yellow's cans are simple enough that it's not worth it to manip them. But blue's cans and subsequently red's are just so weird that it's worth it to take the extra time to manip those.
And he got another one of the cans that works right there. So that was a quick
Okay, so
finish
the-
there for the cans in yellow.
Also, search text here is different in both games.
And then, of course, going forward, you notice Misty was exactly the same, Brock slightly different, significant differences from all of the gym leaders going forward. And I guess one of the few instances where Yellow's a little bit faster. Not one of the two that I mentioned before, though. You'll definitely know those. All right. Oh,
There's extra Pokemon on the blue Surge fight. So he has to waste time with the Helix fossil in yellow and wait for it to catch up.
So we just have the chat go, all hail the magic conch, and do like the episode of sort of. Nope. Okay then.
Magic Conch, will we meet the donation incentive?
Try asking again later. No. Yes. Huh. I don't
Maybe someday.
Maybe someday.
So one of the fun things about the Surge fight is we get Thunderbolt from that, which is really, really good for the Elite Four. It helps us kill Gyarados really easily.
Also, it's worth noting, Nidoking is a ground-type Pokemon that cannot learn Dig, a ground-type move, which, if anybody was wondering why we didn't teach him that, they fixed
But
that
it
in Gen 2.
can learn Thunderbolt,
The Thunderbolt,
which is an electric move.
Bubble
which is
Beam,
not
Ice Beam,
effective.
Blizzard. It can learn Surf, so you can ride it in the water when it's weak to water. So it's a lot. There's a lot of little interesting factoids about moves that Pokemon can and can't learn. in the earlier gens. My favorite is the fact that Lickitung does not learn Lick initially without like an egg move or something crazy like that. So, you know.
All right, can I get the Squirtle name real quick?
Oh yeah, what are we naming Squirtle in yellow?
Squirtle's name is Donator.
Donator, is that with the little, okay.
Yeah, the
Oh.
apostrophe.
Donator with the
tilde.
apostrophe.
Yep.
Yeah. So in an ideal run, you get Paris in Mount Moon, you just deposit Squirtle, and then you get Lapras in both, because Squirtle
Let's
has to
see.
overrun.
Which one should be a good replacement for apostrophe? Comma? All right.
Comma.
Thanks, Gen 1, and not having every character in the character set.
So Red Blue could actually dig out of the bike shop, but here we go.
Out of the fan club.
Thank you. To go back, but unfortunately, there's a couple of
They
places.
patched that in yellow.
So you have to walk. You have to take this slight walk of shame to do that. Same thing with Bill's house. You notice we had to walk back from Bill's house. If it was just Red Blue, he could have just used an escape rope out of Bill's house, and it would have been quicker.
In the late 90s, patch strats were still releasing an entirely new game.
Yeah. Again, Nintendo, we beseech thee. We want the DLC for the virtual consoles. Give us repels and make yellow good again, please. Or better.
All right, we've exchanged the bike voucher for the bike, so we can no longer get instant text.
The world is
But we
saved.
have the bike.
That's our good friend Shady Salesman.
You can see he scrolls down all the way to the bottom of the menu sometimes. You can desync while you're scrolling around in the menu, mostly because you can accidentally double input easier in blue. And then getting all the way to the bottom makes it easier to sync up when you go up a few slots.
Oh, that sounds so much better now.
Oh, that is pleasant. Da 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 da. All right, so this is one of the very, very few fights, or actually literally the only fight in this category, that you want Thrash to be a 4-turn.
Yeah,
Thrash
we have
has
to
a 50,
pray for the 4-turn
Yeah.
Thrash here.
It has a
There's
50-50
no other
chance.
move we can use to kill the first Pokemon in one hit.
if he had
unless
gotten
we have
double Mega Punch, he
Oh,
could have
we-
had it in
we
yellow.
got Mega Punch, though,
but
in
I'm not in
blue.
yellow, darn.
Oh,
He could have
no.
done. He could have done the slightly slower but slightly more consistent thing.
But yeah, so we're just going to use Thrash here, hope that it hits for all 4 turns in both games.
The double 4-turn would be really sick. Although this is like the perfect example when he's thrashing and stuff here, and you just
Okay.
see
We did
how
not
slow.
get it in either game.
That's
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 sad.
25%
and we got
in
put
both of
to
them.
sleep
Oh,
in blue.
that was unfortunate.
But we're good in yellow now, so that's
Yep.
good.
I'm just going to grind this out because I really don't want to use my full
Yep.
restore here.
Yeah, the full restore has much greater value later on in the game. So
There's nothing that can go wrong with being stuck in sleep like this for a while.
yeah,
Maybe I should just buy Awakenings instead.
and paralysis
awake
would have
now.
been worse. Yeah.
But
Or
we're
maybe
still
just
confused.
maybe you should have just played like an Evanescence record. Wake me up!
Oh.
Wake! Oh, why did I say? I blame myself for that.
That's a good idea, using the super
Yeah.
potion here. We'll be a lot safer.
Yeah, the
when we
Bellsprout.
have to
He really
get through
can't
the
do a
fight.
lot of damage. Fortunately, it's just wasting time.
This is the first time I actually had to use a super
she's a
potion
liar.
there.
You do not need light to go through that dark tunnel at all. You
Turns
just
out,
you just-
memorization strats are really powerful.
also if you really eat a bunch of carrots, it's your eyesight adjusts, and I mean I don't know where you can get Kento and carrots, but that sounds delicious because of alliteration.
Blue is making my brand look really bad.
No, this is the point where the older brother was taking it too easy on the younger brother, and then the younger brother got a little bit ahead. You'll see that from time to time, too.
One of the benefits of the gentleman strategy shows up here. Usually there's a range on this Venonat, but because we are a higher level, we're going to get level 30 before the Venonat and be able to always kill it with Thrash. So we're just going to use Thrash from the start.
And that level 30 is going to be even better for another fight where Thrash is at, what, 49, 42% chance
Yes.
to kill but it ends up being 100 at level 30, 20. So it's 42 at 29, 100% at 30.
We have some not marathon safe names for the Oddish trainer coming up, but
we do? I've not.
We
heard.
do.
You have to tell me after the run. I've never heard these.
But we're just gonna thrash her now that we have the extra experience from the gentleman strategy.
Yeah, like separately, the Gentleman Candy strat is very, very suboptimal, but just the value it provides by letting you hit those ranges and getting your level curves more homogenized, it's worth it to do, even in a non-marathon setting.
Another interesting thing we learned recently for the RTA category is you can rappel inside of Rock Tunnel, and it's slightly more optimal.
It is?
Yeah, because there's menu lag when you open your menu in Gen 1, and you lose fewer frames of menu lag inside of buildings. So it's actually more optimal to rappel inside of Rock Tunnel.
Because I usually do that before, but lately I've been doing more outside.
And you can get 1 step of immunity anytime you switch buildings, so you can still buffer the start press after moving a tile inside of Rock Tunnel.
And that is the Cubone that we mentioned earlier that does not go down to a water gun.
Times for donations.
Oh, yeah.
Sure thing. Helen Forbeck sends $20 to Doctors Without Borders and says, love Pokemon. Sad I have to go to bed before seeing the end. I hope you have a great run. I have a $20 donation from Derry Stowe. He says, awesome run. Better not jinx it.
I get it.
That's a good one.
Never heard that one before.
Should I just do the cry anyway? Because it's a jinx.
Like, I think that's compulsory now. Anytime someone mentions it in a donation, Keys will do the cry. So donate with Jinx, and Keys will do the cry every time. Are you cool with that?
No.
Sounds good to me.
That's Jinx for yes.
Can I get a few more in?
Have at it, yeah.
$50 donation from Etiquette. He says, hello from the back couch.
Hey, Etiquette.
Shout outs to the MGT for representing the PSR community with this crazy run. Let's see Moltres and Lapras.
Yes.
$50 donation from Youngster. He says, did I mention how comfy and easy to wear shorts are? I have a $5 donation from Daniel Royas. Says, bring, bring. Remember my super cool Rattata?
I'm sorry, you're 3 years too soon.
Yes, my Rattata is different from regular Rattata.
So,
it's like my Rattata's the top percentage of Rattatas. Okay, bye. You know the line.
MeGotsThis is using bonks here in Rock Tunnel to sync up the movement and make sure he doesn't hit any of the many optionals that he just avoided. So actually, let's give a hand to MeGotsThis for just avoiding a ton of optionals that nobody can see.
Yeah, it's really easy to get desynced there in Rock Tunnel because obviously, I mean, you have a rough idea where you're at, but 1 tile difference, it's tough to detect that in the darkness.
Yeah.
More donations.
Yeah.
More donations.
I have a $50 donation from Fact Dork, delivering on his name. He says, stop. I knew you were wondering. Edith Fife is the old French singer. She sang La Vie en Rose, which basically means life through rose-colored glasses. It's nowhere near as good as the similar sounding Lavendre Rose, a.k.a. the pink meat. Never stop learning.
Interesting. If you would looked at blue through brown framed glasses, you could actually see the trainers and everything going on in blue. So, you know, I can sound smart.
Yeah, so when you load up a Game Boy or just a Game Boy game, and you get to the Game Boy BIOS screen, you can actually hold a combination of buttons to get specific color palettes if you're playing on something that supports color, like a Game Boy Color, Advance, Game Boy Player, so on and so forth.
Yep.
So there's actually a palette that you can use that's up in B, and it's like a sepia wannabe, and you can actually see everything in Rock Tunnel.
It's dubbed the cheater palette. More donations?
Sure, yeah. You just tell me when to stop.
All right.
We got $30 from Yellow Bunny. He says, hey guys, this is an awesome run, and I'm enjoying it heavily. Praise Helix. Nick165 sends in $150 and says, Pokemon Blue was my first game obsession and has led to a totally unhealthy number of hours poured into Pokemon games since then. Always amazing to see one of my favorite games run ever. Much love to all the runners.
We can fix the nicknames from earlier now if we go to the name right.
Oh, yep. So
Which house is it?
It's the one with the sign. So up and right there.
Yeah.
Just kidding. That's Mr. Fuji's house. Ignore me.
Thanks.
I'm here if you
Should be
need
the one
me.
The
below
bottom
that.
right house.
While this is going on, can I get in a few more?
Which
yep.
other name?
All right. Oh,
Paris
yes.
and
Spiro.
Spiro.
Oh,
All right.
Paris. Yeah, Paris is ATK. And Spiro is Edith Piaf.
Hey, look, it's Waluigi again. And now it's not.
Can you spell Edith Piaf?
EDITH space PIAF.
I thought Paris was ATK.
Yeah, Paris is
Paris is
ATK.
Oh,
here.
Oh, that's
Paris-
that's Spiro. Yeah, ATK is Paris.
We're taking advantage of this opportunity to show you some of the latest functions of the Pokédex circa 1999. Now, it's great to, find Pokemon you haven't caught yet that you've seen.
It's interesting that the lag in the Pokedex is different in both games. So that's why he's using that to desync them and use the name rater at different times.
We only have the Kakuna because of the rare encounter in the forest earlier.
Again, yellow basically just being the blue engine with colors hacked into it. We can easily desync them by using anything with colors, like the Pokedex.
And it's Edith. Do you know how to spell Pyth? I don't.
PIAF.
Oh, yeah, yep. You're good.
Oh, it's Edith. EDITH. We're so close. We're so
Spelling
close.
is hard. I tell you that.
Spelling with a D-pad is hard. Oh,
Is that right?
no.
Phi.
Close.
Let's try again.
Oh yeah, the name rater looks suspiciously like Blaine.
Okay, you got Edith.
So you normally don't even have to think about this type of thing. You give them the name that they came with and you go. So.
Okay, and then capital P, lowercase I, AF.
And I want to correct some of the pronunciation. It's Piaf.
Piaf.
Piaf. Edith Piaf. So,
See,
henceforth shall be known as Edith Piaf.
See, I read it as Pilaf, and I thought it was like a Dragon Ball reference or something. That these are the things that go through my head sometimes.
Thankfully, I'm distracted by 2 games, so I don't have to think about that.
This
There you
says
go.
we choose to fight the gambler here intentionally. There's 2 different fights you can do. The gambler gives you way more money, theoretically because he's been winning some gambles.
Also, because he's a rambling, gambling dude.
He's a rambling, gambling dude. You can use Bubble Beam or Thrash in this fight. Bubble Beam's a little bit higher range.
If Thrash gets the range, though, it ends up being quicker, but
Yep.
not by a significant amount.
Ooh, you crit the Bubble Beam in the Vulpix. That's good. But not in blue.
Oh, that works out because he needed to get the level up jingle. That probably is going to get him right at about. Very nice.
resync.
That was completely planned. Completely planned. All right, so we will need a little bit of quiet for maybe the next couple of minutes.
Yeah.
I'll say when we're good.
I gotta recount that. Did I really count too fast? No, that's way too far.
Yeah, it's actually like impossible to see the desync here because the background is identical unless you're near the beginning or the end.
Okay, this is early.
There we go. All right, still quiet for just a little bit longer. There we go.
So those are both hidden items in the underground tunnel here. You have to get the nugget for extra item shopping you do. Normally we don't get an RTA, but the 2G1C run needs the extra money.
Yellow at one point did get the nugget, but they've long since routed that out.
Yeah. Somebody has since routed that out.
Hey, sometimes you need it, man, okay? Sometimes you need $5,000 extra dollars. It happens, okay? You can't always rely on Gentleman Monday money.
You know, we should use that $5,000 to donate to Doctors Without Borders.
Exactly. So he's just going to get rid of a bunch of junk that he doesn't need and get a bunch of good junk that he does need and will be very helpful.
Good junk.
Exactly. I know what I said. So I don't know if this has been mentioned yet or not, but in Gen 1 and Gen 2 as well, the X accuracy literally removes the accuracy check.
Yeah, it removes the concept of accuracy from the game for the fight.
So everything just hits. So no Gen 1 misses even, as
Which
we
is
mentioned
conveniently useful for a certain one-hit KO move that we like to use called Horn Drill.
Yep. And now it's also worth noting with Horn Drill, in Gen 1, you have to be faster than the Pokemon you're using it on, or it will not hit, even if you have the X accuracy up.
Yep. So the task, even though it can always get the RNG without needing to use X accuracy, it still has to get X speeds to outspeed stuff to get Horn Drill.
So MeGotsThis could be getting an additional freshwater here and getting Ice Beam from the girl that he got the rock slide from, but he's a daredevil, so he's not going to do that. Individually, both runs no longer use Ice Beam; they use Blizzard. So he's in the spirit of that, he's going to be getting Blizzard later. We don't need Ice Beam.
You could also notice he was able to use the vending machines from the side. That's an interesting little quirk from Gen 1 Pokemon. Side vending machine strats.
Yeah. I guess another side note for Gen 2.
Side?
Keys can completely unintended. Pun intended. That one was. Okay. And Keys can correct me on this one if I'm wrong.
I look
but
forward to it.
For the one hit for the one hit KO move to hit in the second generation, you have to be an equal or higher level?
Correct.
Okay. I know things.
Sometimes.
If you guys didn't know, sir, I bought 12 Super Repels instead of like the standard 10 for this single game.
That was, again, desyncs can happen, and that can mess up repel steps later on in the game. So since you have the money to get the extra ones, why not? Safety.
One of the fun things we found recently about Yellow is that it's actually faster to bike to the fly house here because of
Since
some of
you
that
said
audio
so,
jingle.
I'll just do that somehow.
Because of some audio jingles overlapping right when you walk out of the door.
I actually didn't know that. Interesting.
Yep. So it saves about 11 frames if you do it right.
All right, so we're probably, like 25 minutes out from the Lapras Moltres incentive? Where are we at on that?
Currently, we have raised $14,601 towards that incentive out of a needed $30,000. So we need.
It's about halfway there.
Yeah, we're just about halfway there. So we need about $15,500 to get there.
All right, guys, let's get those in. You want the fire chicken.
Let's not abandon learning Horn Drill.
Yep.
No, it's
Well,
the
I
same.
mean, it's
it's
not
the
a big-
TM, though.
yeah.
It's not like learning
Yeah.
from level
Oh,
up.
right.
So here's the other thing that just makes Nidoking just such a beast in this game is he has access to Horn Drill after the third gym. And with X accuracy, and in some cases where we'll need an X speed, you just set up and then you just sweep with that. It's just incredible.
Another fun thing we learned from tasking is that you can do fast flies. If you swap between hitting the left and right buttons while you hold down, you will move down in the fly menu faster.
Oh, the staggered lavender audio is kind of interesting sounding. So here's where we get to see just immediately how amazing Horn Drill is. He's just going to set up an X-Ack and then just drill.
It instantly shows its value.
You actually see that a lot where you teach a move and then the very next fight it's like it pays off dividends.
Mirror move is great for Yellow too, so we didn't get the Fury attack that you can get.
So then I think we could get in like 1 or 2 donations here while he's drilling.
Sure thing. I have a $50 donation from Azure Blade. Says, I cannot believe how close this Pokemon race is. One more here. It's a $10 donation from Kirk. It's a good question for the couch. It says, super impressive. I'm curious as to the setup required for this to happen. Are you running a splitter from your controller to 2 different Game Boy emulators?
As we explained that at the beginning of the run, but we'll go through it again. We've got a Wavebird, so it's doing wireless communication to 2 different Wavebird receivers. This is necessary because the controller setup for a GameCube is kind of like the USB. It needs to talk directly between the controller and just one GameCube, which the receivers can do that for the controller.
It's a much simpler setup to do. If you're thinking about learning it, do it on emulator first before you get all the equipment.
Yes.
And
Do
it's a
not
lot
just
easier
go out
to
and buy all the equipment for this.
It's easier to just have 2 different emulator windows that accept inputs while not in focus and have them set up with the same inputs. So you'll notice he taught his Nidoking Rock Slide. He literally only needs it for 4 Pokemon, as there are 4 different Ghastlies between 3 different trainers that he's going to fight here. And unfortunately, that's just, unless you have a really good ROM that lets you select a crit. Rock Slide's the only thing that'll one-shot the Ghastlies. They can lick Paralyze, they can confuse rage you, so it's best to just Rock Slide them and be done with it.
There is a strat that we have on low-paced runs where you just use Thunderbolt. It's slightly faster on average, but you have the chance of getting paralyzed by things like Lick or confused by Confuse Ray. So it's very dangerous.
Yeah.
And we don't usually use it unless we really need to save time.
It's just one of those ones where, like, the run's already dead, so let's try to bring it back to life with that, and then you just kill it further.
Or because you forgot, because you might be somebody sitting on this couch.
I've never forgotten Rock Slide. I've always intentionally done my Rock Slide skips.
No, I think I've forgotten it.
I've forgotten many other thing, but that is not one of them. I've forgotten to get the second freshwater, but I've never forgotten the Rock Slide.
That's a gunner move.
I've only dug out of the mansion once without the key. Twice.
Who
Maybe
here on the
3
couch?
times.
Never done that one.
Who here on the couch has forgotten Pokédoll?
I've done that.
I've done that
Once. I've done that once. Who here on the couch has tried to go to the bike shop without the bike voucher?
and discovered a glitch. Okay, so one of the things we should explain, we should explain the Pokédoll. We get the Pokédoll in the mart so that we can skip getting the Sylph Scope to get past the Marowak. It's very similar to Instant Text in that we don't consider it a glitch for the glitchless category. It doesn't cause any sort of strange memory manipulations. It's a feature of the game they programmed in. You can use the Pokédoll to run from a wild encounter. The Marowak is programmed like a wild encounter, so we just use the Pokédoll to naturally run away from the fight.
And everybody liked it, so there was no argument for
it. It does not hurt that the puzzle, when you go to the rocket hideout, is extremely boring.
Yeah, that too. And so then it saves, what, like 3 or 4 minutes?
Like 4 or 5 minutes.
And that's one of the areas that, of course, we won't get to see in yellow, but there's one of the diversion differences where there will be 2 rocket, just standard rocket trainers guarding the entrance before you battle Giovanni. And then in yellow, it's Jesse and James.
You'll notice him swapping up some of his items in the menus here. It's faster to swap them up so that you have access when you have to use the 7x speeds he has.
Which, obviously you want the bike in slot 1 because you're going to use that the most, and then super repels into the second most, and so on.
Oh yeah,
and so
this is
forth.
like Swath's worst hated heart here.
Oh yeah, okay, so here's the big time where yellow is just considerably faster than red and blue, and it's a shame that there's not anything that yellow could be doing during this time, because you want to try to take advantage of the fact when yellow's ahead to
I
try
have
to get
something
stuff
for you
done.
to do.
Oh, well, Peter's got something that's great to do that unfortunately won't help the run, but I'm pretty sure you and the audience will appreciate
The audience
it.
might appreciate this.
Mm. But yes, the red's going to have to fight 3 trainers here, and yellow only has to fight just the one.
We're going to be doing a lot of praising Helix.
Indeed. So hopefully he will send his blessings down, and we'll get the double Hydro Pump miss into the Earthquake Gen 1 miss. It's going to be great.
Another fun thing, usually we walk next to trainers and talk to them so they don't get the exclamation point that comes up. It saves about a second per trainer. But here, we walk in front of them so that they walk less to leave the room.
Because they walk really slowly. Much like the rival. It's
Yep.
a similar concept. Y'all like this dual audio? It's the best, right?
That wheezing sprite, though.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of that one.
Well, the smaller head, he's like what used to be the coughing. That's the main personality of him. Excuse me.
Probably sneak a donation in right now.
Sure, I have
Looks
a
like Team Rocket's blasting off again.
My bad.
funny you should mention that. I've got a $25 donation from Alex from Texas. He says, I wasn't prepared for speedrun trouble, and you've gone and made the speedrun double. MeGotsThis is the true Team Rocket of this run.
So he could probably go ahead and get in a couple of more. He's just going to be
Sure.
wrapping up here and getting the Poke Flute.
It's a $25 donation from Folo Kinix. He says, holy, these are some super neato things available. Also, I love Pokemon, but I still consider anyone willing to double up on playing them a little crazy. And those who are willing to add speedrunning on top of that, a little more.
We're all pretty crazy to be speedrunning an RPG.
You may be right. We may be crazy, but it just may be a lunatic you're looking for.
I have a $20 donation from D.E. McKnight191. He says, my bicycles are first rate, and you can ride them anywhere. And I've got a $25 donation from Do It From Back Couch. He says, jinx, 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 jinx.
I hate you so much.
Thanks for the support, DeWitt.
I'm not doing it because it's him.
MeGotsThis is going to center here. He needs to create a waypoint in Celadon. It's really useful. We basically can get anywhere on the map quickly by having that waypoint.
Oh, I guess we hadn't mentioned that. Whenever you escape rope or dig out of somewhere, you warp back to the last Pokemon Center that you healed at.
That you used. Unlike in the later gens where you just have to enter them.
Yeah, so it's important that you heal at that Pokemon Center to set it as the waypoint. Because he just got the free heal in Lavender Tower. So it's kind of a shame that heal couldn't be used more efficiently, but that's just the best time that you can go and heal to set it as the waypoint. Because you're going to be digging out of a lot of different places that you just ideally go back to Celadon. I mean, it's on the center of the map, too, so...
We're going to Sylph now because right now our Nidoran is too low level for our repels to work to avoid all the encounters in the Safari Zone. So we're going to get a little more experience, get above level 36, and avoid all those encounters in the Safari Zone.
Yeah, so the max level encounter in Red-Blue is 33.
But in yellow it's 36.
In yellow it's 36.
With the Nidoran.
It's either 32 or 33, I forget.
It's 33.
30, okay.
We often YOLO scroll to floor 10 there because if you accidentally go to floor 9, you can just walk up the stairs immediately and be fine.
Also, the floor in Sylph looks really, really gross in yellow.
I mean, it's Pokemon Yellow.
Oh, yeah, but it's
it's quite yellow there.
Well, I mean, it's yellow like something else, and it's just unpleasant to look at.
In blue, do you get the stutter lag after this fight where you're walking right?
The stutter step.
Okay. So that's not a yellow lag thing. Unlike everything else in yellow.
Can we just appreciate the Machoke sprite here?
I know, right? He's so swollen both, but he's like giving you those come hither eyes in yellow. It's like, look at my muscles, they're so great.
So we're gonna get all the items in this room. That we don't actually
think he
need to
gets
go
the
to this
Carbos.
room technically, but we go for it because we need Earthquake. We love that rare candy, and we love the Carbos. In RTA.
Yeah. So the Carbos isn't as beneficial in this one. Yellow would be able to, in single game run, candy to 36 after this Arbok fight on the normal experience route, as well as use the Carbos, which would allow it to prevent to not have to use an X speed on this upcoming fight. But since Red can't do that, so Red's going to have to use those items anyway. Yellow's just going to use the items as well to keep it homogeneous. All right, so that's all we'll see of Rock Slide, literally just for the Ghastlies. And again, another instance of just taught Earthquake, and immediately it's going to be useful on this fight.
Yep.
So who here has forgotten to teach Earthquake on the couch? Because I have.
Forgotten to teach Earthquake.
I don't know if I've done that.
If I have, I don't recall.
I've
Flash
forgotten to
Arbok
candy
shots,
after this fight after inventing the strategy.
I've tried to do this strategy on Vaporeon strats and not.
Oh, that doesn't work
realize
very well.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, without Gentleman Candy, of course.
You have to fight the top hiker like we did in 2G1C.
Yeah. See, I didn't
to
even
make
think.
the experience work.
Yep.
I actually did that in my most recent PB.
Oh, nice. Vape niche. No.
Vape world record.
Oh yeah, that's probably worth mentioning too, because I don't think we did.
Did we ever mention vape strats?
No, we didn't.
It's kind of an important
Yeah,
part
it's
of the
kind of
run.
yeah.
So yeah, go ahead. Sloth.
You're the yellow expert, by all means.
So in Pokemon Yellow, in the first rival fight, you either win or lose to the Eevee, and that determines whether you fight a Flareon or a Vaporeon for the rest of the run. If you win, you fight Flareon for the rest of the run, and if you lose, you fight Vaporeon. Also, there's an optional third fight that we don't go to that can get you the third evolution, which is the what's it called?
Jolteon.
Thank you.
Which you don't want Jolteon just because for the same reason that you don't want Vaporeon, Ninetales,
it's super
quick
difficult
attack.
to outspeed the Jolteon. It's a horrible fight. We don't even go near it.
Because Jolteon's what, a base 110 speed?
It's crazy.
130.
And it's optional fights to be avoided anyways for the speed run.
What's interesting to note about that is it was kind of a difficulty design. So the purpose of the evolutions working out that way is if you can beat all of them, the game's assuming that you keep Pikachu. So Pikachu's not very effective against Jolteon because it's hard mode because you can't lose. If you lost one fight, which not going to that optional fight counts as a loss, then you get Flareon because it's neutral. And if you lost both fights, which is the first fight that we have to do and the second one you can skip, then it's Vaporeon because you're super effective against it.
Yeah. It's actually a really cool game design, unless you're a speedrunner.
Yeah. Though in the most ideal of settings, as mean as it sounds, losing the first rival fight ends up being quicker because Pikachu doesn't level up and he doesn't learn Tail Whip.
Yeah,
but there's so many other
dies
things.
in 2 crits to the first fight so that it can set up using the Ninetales in that rival lineup for quick attacks to optimally manage your HP with Red Bar.
But of course, later in the game, the different Pokemon causes your EXP to go. You get less experience with him having Vaporeon.
Yeah, that's also another really important thing.
Quick thing. Has the incentive for Lapras and Moltres been met?
Oh, yeah, this is that. This is when we need to know.
I'm sorry, guys. We finished the incentive with $15,431 for Doctors Without Borders out of a needed $30,000.
Do you think we can still keep going just for Moltres? Because we've got plenty of time for that.
No.
No?
Okay.
All right.
We'll cut it off.
I tried.
So yes, that trainer we just passed there has a Lapras. He gives us that Lapras in the RTA run, and we do not get it in the 2G1C run because we got Squirtle.
And then,
up the runs.
And then, of course, we'd just teach Dig to Charmander in the single game run.
Are you ready for another Jesse and James fight?
I'm always ready, man. This is the last one.
Yep.
It's a shame.
It's a shame that they only appear 3 times in this whole run.
Yeah, well, I mean, even if you did the full segment, you'd only see him one more time. So, you think they would have made like an appearance in the last gym? Oh, we don't know who the last gym leader is yet, so I don't know why they would make an appearance in that gym. So this fight coming up, Red Blue would normally use an X accuracy, but to keep things homogeneous, he's going to be using 2 X attacks, and that's to help secure a range on one of Giovanni's Pokemon. It's also kind of funny to note Giovanni's going to say, "Oh, so we meet again," but this is the first time we've seen him because we've skipped the initial fight that we were supposed to fight him because of the Pokédoll and just entirely skipping the Silph Scope sequence. So. But I suppose running an international Pokemon Mafia could lead you to forget things. So. It's not easy being the Poke Godfather.
Yeah, it's interesting. We don't have the speed badge boost from Koga yet, so using our X attack does not get us an extra speed boost to outspeed the rest of the Pokemon.
Oh, that's really good that Fury attack missed.
Yeah, that's really, really cool.
So I do need 2 X attacks here. It's mostly for this Kangaskhan in blue to kill it in one shot.
Oh, that's dangerous.
Oh, come on, don't be a jerk.
Okay, it didn't crit.
Okay, good, good.
Yeah, interestingly, we have a defense badge boost from Surge already, because not only do the badge boosts have that broken reapplying thing going on, they also are not the badge boosts they tell you they give you. The Surge has the defense boost when he's supposed to have the speed boost, and Koga has the speed boost when he's supposed to have the defense boost.
That is rather funny, because I think we would much rather have the speed badge boost here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We would much rather have.
Arg, I lost again for the first time.
And now we can dig out of the building. Thanks, Gen 1 Pokemon.
Yeah. Just ignore the hole. This is literally the top of the building, so just ignore the hole going down all the way to floor 1.
Probably sneak a donation in
Oh,
while
yeah.
he calls on Snorlax.
Yeah, he's just going to use the Poke Flute to wake up Snorlax and run. The Swag Flute!
Swag Flute.
Guys, are we okay to sneak in a donation?
Yes, go for it.
Sure. Here's a $100 donation from Scatsby130. Says, "Yay, Pokemon, yay!" He's excited.
Hey, we are too.
There's a $25 donation from Pikachu106. He says, "Hey guys, where are you? It's lonely in this box. When can I come out? Isn't this supposed to be my game? Guys, hello?"
So he's going to grab a hidden rare candy and then just go through the Safari Zone, repelling where necessary, and picking up a full restore. So can probably get in several more donations.
Sure, I have a $10 donation from Oler, who says, "I need to hear that sweet Jinx cry again. Please do your best."
Hey.
It doesn't stop there. I've got a $15 donation from Nichimon. He says, "Hope this comment doesn't jinx your run."
Keys, I'm sorry for your voice after this run.
I have to interview you after.
Do you want me to take over for some of it so you can save your voice?
It's fine.
Okay.
There is one thing it's interesting about Cycling Road here. If we didn't have to get the rare candy, you could bike down the left side of Cycling Road, and it would be faster because you don't have the slow bike across at the top.
Oh, good to know. I'm going to incorporate that for my next strat.
Next meme strat?
Yeah, man, candy skip.
Yeah.
I'm going to fight the Poliwag trainer and then just skip that candy.
There's
It's gonna
another
be great.
interesting thing here. In blue and red, it's faster to cut the bushes to get to the Safari Zone, but in yellow, it's faster to bike around. And because yellow's a slower game, we're just going with yellow's play. Also, it's faster to walk in front of this guy's vision. It saves a turn frame.
It's what, like half a second for the bushes, right?
Yeah. Turn frame being just a frame.
So we could probably get in some more
Sure.
donations now.
Yeah, if we have time for a few more, there's one from Volkstroker. It's a $10 donation. He says, "Blue and yellow together? This is the most roundabout way to play Pokemon Green that I've ever seen." T-Bird 1096 138 sends in $5 and says, "Pokemon is one of my favorite game series of all time, and yellow is my favorite of the series. It's pretty neat to see one of my favorite games being run on GDQ, and I had to donate."
I guess that actually makes sense because it could have been orange, and the only Pokemon Orange is like this bootleg version, but we won't get into that.
Crate Dizzle sends in $50 and says, "Gotta play them all, gotta catch them all. Good luck, MeGotsThis."
Unfortunately, we're not going to catch very many of them. In fact, we've called all that we will. We could have gotten Lapras and Moltres, but we're not going to get mad at y'all.
Logan Lies sends in $25 for Doctors Without Borders and says, I've been watching since 2014 and finally found some money to donate. Mainly because I actually have a job now. Good luck on all the runs.
Okay, so MeGotsThis is having an issue with bag management. We've got some item that we weren't supposed to have.
It's because he bought the Paralyzed Hills and didn't toss the potions.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I guess
So
you
we're
can
going
get
to
rid of
toss those to make room for the
Fabulous prize.
HM3?
Yes.
Which again, Nidoking can learn for some reason. It's even greater that Rhydon can learn it because he's quad weak to surf, and you know that's what you want to do. I don't care that you're drowning. Get me to Cinnabar Island. Again, we on the couch do not advocate violence against Pokemon unless it's another Pokemon violencing it. I know what I said.
Fun fact about this walk to Koga here, it is 2 frames faster for the task to bike to Koga.
So we could probably get a couple of
Sure, guys.
donations in.
Yeah, I have a $150 donation from Pokemon trainer Richie. It says, can't wait for our Pikachus to do battle at the Indigo League. Wait, what? Where's your Pikachu?
That's a good anime reference. Yellow with that red bar, though.
Yeah, red bar here, potentially saving some death cries. And it saves death cries, level up jingles, and move learn jingles.
It's keeping them together. That's great.
That's hilarious.
Totally planned. Totally planned.
This is I had no idea this was a thing. The
First time I did this
time save
too.
you get out of red bar and yellow exactly fixes how slow it is compared to blue.
That's amazing. So this next fight is probably the first one in a while. I'll say that after the fight, lest I cause harm. Though we'll probably get in a couple more donations.
Sure, go for it. Kelamundo sends in $5 and says, my wonderful husband got me hooked on GDQ, and I love watching every chance I get. What y'all do is pretty rad. To Swaff, I love you, Bubby.
I love you too, Kelly. Hi. That's my wife.
I'm sorry about
Yeah,
him.
that's right. Somebody married me, so there's hope out there for everyone. If you ever feel down about anything, remember, this guy found somebody to marry him. There is hope for everyone.
One more quick one. There's a $150 donation from Kelazi5. He says, gotta catch 'em all at once.
Shen,
we
when's
have
2
a
games,
run for
1
that.
controller, catch 'em
We
all?
have a task of 151 blue.
When's
nice.
2 games, 1 controller, catch 'em all?
Oh, gosh.
There's a task as that too.
Okay, good. So the thing that I almost said could happen didn't happen. That Hypno can 1 in 4 choose to confuse you, and it can crit, and you can die. Which I think Yellow's HP was low enough that he could have died to a non-crit. I'm not 100. I don't really remember the ranges too well on that. So
Yeah, that was kind of dangerous, but we are through it.
yeah. So here's another good example of differences in gym leaders. Red's fight is just free. Yellow's fight is hope Koga's not a jerk. So since the rival's already a jerk, maybe Koga won't be.
Yeah, the Koga fight here, you can get hit by Psychic, which lowers your special, which is very bad.
Well, Psychic without the special lowering is actually preferable to
Yeah,
getting Sleep
it's not-
Powder, which is going to waste a lot more time.
Yeah. The only good thing about Sleep Powder is that you can use it to set up your second X item.
But then hopefully he stops there. Oh, just stop. Like that's the only one, and then it's fine.
Yeah.
Also, why can't he have coughing? The good coughing sprite. Now that's a catchy tune. Oh, let's see. Because in theory, he could literally just keep doing this, so hopefully he'll stop. It is so unlikely that it keeps.
This game's stupid.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. That's what we wanted to see. All right.
Okay.
And now it's just drill.
Now
Drill,
that
baby,
we've set
drill.
up our X items, like every other fight, Horn Drill just sweeps.
It's just really unfortunate that some of the fights where you have to set up 2, there's just stupid stuff like that can happen in yellow. Now the next fight, the shoe is on the other foot. Normally red would be doing the Sabrina fight much later and it would be no issue, but again, being the older sibling and having to slow down for yellow, actually the Sabrina fight's considerably riskier as you now have to set up items on a fight you wouldn't have to because you're a lower level. Whereas yellow, the Sabrina fight is just super free because she leads with a level 50 Abra that can't damage you.
Yeah,
because she wanted to hit the B button for 34 levels.
The developers didn't really think about the fact that ordering them from easiest to hardest would make it very easy to set up X items on the first Pokemon.
Mm.
That happens on a lot of fights in the late game.
Oh, now he's got to give the warden his teeth. I'll try to translate what he's saying. Oh, never mind. He doesn't say anything without the teeth. Just kidding.
Oh, he does. It's just if you didn't have
you
to go
said-
to
yeah.
Yeah, you have to go.
Now, what happens if you go to the warden without the teeth? And is that another? No.
You get instant text if you go to the warden without the teeth. I pray that is not true.
You can't really use it. You just have to walk back around to Koga. It's the text message.
So one of the routing optimizations we've done for the RTA route is we fight Sabrina before Koga, which allows us to bike there from Celadon, which is about 2 seconds faster than flying there after Koga. But for 2G1C, syncing up the routes, we'll just do the Sabrina fight after Koga.
Yeah, because the current red route, you're what, 44, 45 for Sabrina, so that you just earthquake, but your attack's not high enough to be able to just earthquake here, so you have to set up some X items, and the best candidate to do that on is Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime has 3 moves that he will use. He has double slap, but he won't use it because Sabrina's good AI will only allow him to use 3 moves that are super effective, even though barrier and the other one that's like barrier but for special, light screen, they don't damage you. They're considered psychic type moves and thus super effective, so he will try to use those. You want him to use one of those, and not confusion, which is the 3rd one.
Oh. All right.
Donation?
Yes.
I have just the one. This one's from Poogle. It's a $20 donation. He says, Pokemon is one of my favorite series, and seeing these shenanigans is watching my childhood from a new perspective. Kick some Team Rocket butt. I've got a $50 donation from Holm DK. He says, greetings from Denmark. Had to donate during the Pokemon run. Absolutely one of my favorite games of all time. 5th time watching GDQ, 3rd time donating. Good luck to MeGotsThis and the remaining runners. Money goes to Runner's Choice.
That's a better setup.
Mm. All right, so hopefully Mr. Mime, there we go. Barrier is what we want to see. And X Defend is actually the fastest thing Sabrina can do, except for maybe Flash Miss.
Yeah, Flash Fail is the fastest thing, but
Okay, so
X
only one
Defense pretty good.
One confusion's not bad. And then just drill, baby, drill. Oh, wait. Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
Can I sneak in one more donation?
Oh,
before
yeah,
the
go
fight?
for it.
Sure. $25 from Anonymous, who says, cross your eyes and it's like watching one game. Amazingly synced.
All right, so you'll see that Yellow gets exactly level 41 here, which is important to note because now we can delay Erica until later to get Blizzard because you want Blizzard for Erica. And he's going to be able to use all 3 of his candies to get to 44, which is going to allow him to avoid almost all of the encounters in the mansion.
Yeah.
There's just the... Oh, how about it?
this is the beauty of the Gentleman Ice Beam strats levels. You can candy starting from 41 after Sabrina. If you don't do Gentleman Ice Beam, you don't get 41 after Sabrina, and you won't be able to avoid all of the Raticate encounters except the 46 rat in the mansion.
All right, so ideally we red is high enough of a level. What the highest level in red's a 43 or a 42 or something like that in the mansion. So then here Squirrel's going to learn surf and all of that good stuff, and it's probably another good spot for a few, maybe like 5 or 6 donations, because he's just going to be going through the mansion and ideally with not getting any encounters.
Absolutely. I've got a $13.37 donation from Tifa's Revenge. It says, this Pokemon run is so highly amusing, I had to donate during it. Let's get this incentive met and don't jinx it or they will call you slowpokes. Donation goes to the runner's choice.
Do you have a choice you want the runner's choice donations to go to?
Yeah, that's already runner's choice. Already specified. It's for Odyssey.
Oh, cool.
We've got a $25 donation from Wooden Barrel. It says, we've heard the Kiza Jinx cry. Can we get the Kiza Lugia cry?
You're welcome.
I've got a few more donations. David84 sends in $7 and says, can I get some hype for the Pokemon run?
Hype!
King TDN sends in $50 and says, Pokemon Yellow was my wife's favorite Pokemon game. She wanted me to give some money to a much-loved game, and here's hoping Tori will hear this donation.
One of the fun things about the route here, in RTA at least, if you repel in the bottom right corner of palette, you exactly have your repel last until you get Blizzard. And so you can pick up Blizzard and then use repel again to only use 2 repels through the whole section. It's literally to the tile exactly lasts long enough.
I still haven't got that in any attempts of that. It's mostly I probably bonk somewhere, but I'm not counting where I would have bonk.
Yeah, if you bonk, it causes you to have some sort of turn frame when you start up again, and that way it counts an extra repel check.
Yeah, he's going to just get some candies.
Oh, yeah, if I need to teach first.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you gotta teach the Blizzard immediately, otherwise you don't have enough slots.
Well, good news, I've got a lot more donations to read.
I have at it.
Here is a donation from ISSPKMN. It's a $17 donation. He says, played Pokemon competitively for 8+ years, so of course I had to donate during this run. Best of luck. And Ben Bright sends in $30 and says, hi, SGDQ. Shoutouts to the Gen 1 Pokemon community for routing such an unbelievably complicated run. This must have been so much work to actually get this happening, and it is amazing. Also, shout out to my best friend Bree, because I know she's watching this at home. Good luck to the runner. $5 from Redhead Pika. Comment is, seeing Pokemon Run makes me weak. Seeing both blue and yellow at once? Nostalgia heaven. Thank you all for this. Good luck and best wishes.
I forget, do you do Erica first or do you do Blaine first?
Erica.
Erica. Okay. So here's another, he's about to dig out, and again, another,
It is a benefit of having the extra experience all the way candying to 46 here. You can fight Erica before Blaine and not worry about losing the speed badge boost you get when you X attack on Blaine's first Pokemon.
Mm. But yeah, here's another instance. Obviously, as I mentioned before, all the gym leaders are going to be different. But Erica's, it's interesting. Her Pokemon are different, but the amount of experience you get is pretty close to the same. But you'll see that here in just a bit. And also, here we get to use our first Blizzard. Again, just taught a move and immediately going to be using it.
Mm-hmm. The interesting thing about Blizzard in Gen 1 is it's more accurate than every other gen afterwards. It's 90 in Gen 1, but then it drops to
70.
It is extremely powerful in Gen 1.
So I'd like to say shout out to the Power Up Audio guys.
Oh no.
Not this again.
Just a friendly reminder, Ice Beam was an option, but I'm not going to be that guy but once.
I'll just talk to her instead.
There you go. She's got good stuff to say. Oh, she's got a blind date coming up. She has to learn to be polite. I think she was pretty polite, don't you? At least in blue. She's not making anybody go to sleep. Hopefully her blind date's covering the bill because she just had to pay us for beating her in battle.
Got a few more great donation comments here.
Go for it.
Yeah.
Here's a $5 donation from Vending Machine. I think this one's for you, Keys. It says, you should probably drink a fresh water after all those Jinx impressions. It will also restore 50 HP. And $50 from Anonymous, who says, all hail Mr. Mime.
Oh, gosh. I think I know who Anonymous is.
Aaron68 sends in $25 and says, pocket those Mons. And Flotmeister
That's good.
Nice.
202 sends in $25 and says, I woke up just in time to see this task run. Great to see these games getting destroyed. Not 2 games at the same time. That bot can do anything. Wait, this is a human playing. Great run, MeGotsThis.
Shout out to Tazbot that he did 4 games on controller 2 years ago, I believe.
All right, so we're coming up on another instance where yellow is going to be significantly fast. I would say the most significant it ever will be as far as faster than blue.
Yeah.
With the questions here in Blaine's gym,
Yeah.
at the beginning of each one of them, it says, answer all these questions to save your energy for blah, 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 blah. Well, it does that for every single question on blue. It just does it for the first question on yellow. So now yellow gets to kind of wait on blue for once.
Yeah, we just remember A, B, 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 A, B.
Interesting side note, this ends up making yellow slower in the fight all trainers category, which is a meme, because you actually have to answer the questions before you can even battle these trainers. If you try to talk to them before answering the questions only in yellow, they will not battle you.
You know, I could test that out in this run.
Go for it. I don't know.
Don't do it.
If you can desync it.
Oh, yeah, there is one spot.
Oh, you're right. But please don't. If I'm wrong, I don't want to be the one.
But I won't.
I'm like 99% certain because I did it once and I talked to almost all of them. But there may be, like, knowing my luck, there would be the one that isn't, and then you would. But yeah, I would say yellow saves a good like 30, 45 seconds, somewhere in that range here in Blaine's gym just by not having to deal with that.
So also, this is probably the question I hate the most because you can actually double talk to the questions. So I have to turn away to make sure I don't accidentally double talk to any of the questions.
Yeah, because all the other ones, it's easier to just... The first one, they have the same amount of text, so he can mash A. And then all of the other ones but that one, he could just mash B because there are no. Yeah, because so he's not actually answering yes to all of these. The ones that are no, he's hitting B. All right,
Made
so
it
here,
to Blaine.
yep.
Awesome.
So here's another example of of one of many late game fights where it's like, please just be nice to me. Blaine is just ultra free in red, blue, whereas in yellow you'll see his levels are significantly higher, but he has one less Pokemon.
There's really nothing good you can do to set up properly for Blaine. You have to set up on Ninetales or Rapidash. They both have a ton of damaging moves that can burn you. I think Rapidash has Fire Spin and some other confusion moves.
It's got Growl as well.
Has
Please don't burn.
Has Confuse Ray and Flamethrower, which can critical hit you and kill you. So there's a lot of bad stuff that can happen there.
Oh, look, I actually desync one reset.
Oh, nice!
It is possible.
But yeah, the Rapidash is discouraged because it can Growl, which...
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we have to set up an X attack because we need to have more attack in order to kill the Arcanine, which is actually a really overpowered Pokemon in general.
Well, I think it was originally supposed to be one of the legendary Pokemon, or at least they led
It's
you to
called
believe
the
that.
Legendary Dog.
Yeah. But then it was like, well, this doesn't fit with the bird, so they just made it its own. So it's like I guess it's the pseudo-legendary
Yeah,
of
it's part
Gen
of the
1.
pseudo-legend category.
Like with, oh gosh, like
Dragonite,
Lucario,
I think is
Dragonite, yeah, Tyranitar. So the volcano badge actually does heighten your special abilities. He and Brock are the two that got it right, so 50%, right? I mean,
His
baseball
badge boost is actually accurate.
Yeah, baseball-wise, if they're batting 500, that's pretty good. Make room for my gift.
We could sneak a donation in here.
Yeah.
Sure, I have a $50 donation from Almost 1337. Says, "Yo, champs in the making. I don't want to jinx it, but I never imagined this kind of run was feasible. Keep it up, and you'll be the champ in no time at all." And I have an $80 donation from Yoshisaur. Says, "Pokemon Blue was my first ever Pokemon game back before Yellow even came out. I love watching both games being run side by side, and something I'd never thought I'd see. Praise Helix."
So it's worth noting here in this next fight that he's about to do, if assuming I'm not wrong with what he's going to be doing, you're setting up an X special?
No, X special in this next fight.
Oh, that's right, because you're such a high level. Okay, never mind. I'll say that more donations.
Sure, I have a $25 from Trucidirette, and he says, "Since you're not running red, at the same time I'm currently speedrunning red while watching. Destroy this game and be the very best like no one ever was." I have a $50 donation from Frito48. Says, "It's awesome to see Pokemon being played this way. Been waiting for this. Let's hear it for Air Jordan. Praise Helix."
Praise Helix.
Keys are on. You just got much friendlier looking.
This is Shenanigans over here on the couch now.
Hello, everybody.
Shenanigans _
Hi, Shenanigans_. Have we met before?
I believe we have.
It's probably worth noting back in 2014 he got a world record against Keys in a thing, and yeah.
On this same stage.
And this yeah.
Got the perfect donation comment. Here's $150 from Audrey Azura. Says, "I stayed up all night to catch the Pokemon run. Thank you for the impressive run and marathon. I decided to try my hand at Pokemon speedrunning after seeing Shenanigan and Kizaron's Pokemon runs in previous GDQs. And I have lots of fun learning new ways to finish and break the games of my childhood. With the help of great Pokemon speedrunning community, thank you all for your great work."
Thank you for the donation.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you. So we used an X special on that fight, did we?
Yeah.
Okay. To get an extra, just enough special to kill all the Pokemon with Thunderbolt.
Although it is a range on the Machops, right?
Yeah.
For yellow
that's the one.
specifically.
That's the one I was thinking of when I mentioned it earlier. I wasn't even thinking about the Rhyhorn.
And we fight that trainer specifically so that we can exit and re-enter the gym, kind of like how earlier on Route 3 we exited and re-entered the route to reset the last. Exiting and re-entering the gym moves that trainer back into position so we can walk straight to Giovanni.
Because those spin pads are just, they are so slow in Gen 1.
It's actually faster to get to one of the fights with the spin pads, but then you can't get out the right way to get to Giovanni. It's weird.
So you would have to double spin pad, and that's
Yeah.
just, it's so slow.
Yeah, because his location doesn't reset after the fight. It only resets after leaving the gym.
Okay, now we will need silence for just a little
Yeah.
bit here.
Radio silence.
Yeah, there's a bit of a decision tree here, depending on what Dugtrio does in yellow here.
This card's back.
Okay,
Okay,
good.
That dig has a very high crit rate because of crit rates being based off of base speed and Dugtrio being one of the fastest Pokemon in Gen 1.
I think he's only slower than Mewtwo and Electrode?
Electrode is the fastest.
Yeah.
It's 110, so there's a few things.
Oh,
or
okay,
120.
yeah.
It's 21% to crit, I think.
All right, cool. So yeah, that Dugtrio can be really brutal. Another good example of a late game fight where red normally would be in red bar here, and they would just breeze through it with minimal issue. And yellow is just like, please don't crit me, please don't hurt me, just let me play the game.
Yeah, you can see like there's a pretty big difference if the lead is an easy Pokemon, because he still has a Dugtrio, just we have the Rhyhorn to set up, which makes it free in blue.
And actually, do we even need to set up in blue? I know the routes changed recently, but when I last played it, you didn't even have to set up. You just Ice Beam, Earthquake. Ice Beam and Quake and Quake. Ice Beam and Quake and Quake.
So you'll see, again, with the bag manipulation we've set up with having all 20 items filled, we don't get the Fissure TM from Giovanni. That saves time, and then we just leave the gym.
Yeah, that was done.
To our Viridian rival fight.
Yep, that was done intentionally for all of the gym leaders after Surge, as none of their TMs are even remotely useful. Back when Blastoise was the one used in blue, you would get Fissure there, because Blastoise obviously doesn't have any horns to learn Horn Drill.
It's interesting, Bides is really helpful for selling for money, and Bubble Beam is useful, and Thunderbolt is useful as a move. But then all of the other TMs are useless except for Fissure in the task, because we don't get Earthquake in the task.
And then I think there are actually some runs where you don't even have to sell Bide in red-blue because you've ran out of other items and you just use it as bag space. Because you don't really even need the money in.
Oh, yeah, here's the difference in yellow. It shows the exclamation mark just for this part.
Thanks, Yellow.
So here's another one. This fight is just like super free for red. It's actually not that bad in yellow. It's one of the late game ones where yellow's not too bad. And he's got the Sand Slash, but it doesn't know Earthquake yet.
Yeah, pretty fortunate it doesn't learn Earthquake until the final fight.
Yeah. Slash has a 8 times chance to crit in Gen 1, which means it's guaranteed to crit, except that crits have the same Gen 1 miss chance that the moves do. So you can have a guaranteed crit like Slash from Sand Slash not crit you 1 in 256 times.
Yeah, actually, as fate would have it, the yellow fight is normally faster here, as you only have to set up 1 X item, whereas with red, you have to set up 2.
Oh, that's not good.
Oh, Clamp works just like the others.
Oh, that's
not nice.
I'm just have to take it. I don't have healing items. Yeah.
Do you have the 2 forwards?
I did mess up on one of the setups. That's
Yeah, if one part of the wrap crits, all of them crit, so that would always deal the double damage. So not much you can do there.
When you've been concentrating on 2 games at this point for 2.5 hours, it's really easy to just even just the slightest bit of focus loss. It's really easy to make a mistake like that, and it's just really unfortunate.
Can I jump in with a donation?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I have a $1,000 donation.
Ooh. Wow.
And it's from N3UM1. He says, "Hey guys, another great event. I'm glad I can contribute to such a great project. This 2 games, 1 controller run is very impressive. Can I get some hype, please?
Hype!
Greetings from Germany."
Guten Tag.
Agility over there is another one of those moves where if you hold B when the text is coming up while it scrolls, it's slightly faster.
Oh, and it's also a shining example of good AI in Gen 1. Agility is a Psychic-type move. Nidoking is a Poison-type Pokemon. And since your rival has good AI, that's the only move that he has that's super effective against him. So the Pidgeot will literally just spam Agility, making what should be one of the more difficult late-game fights absolutely free in red-blue. I think we'll probably get in several donations here because he's just going to beat the rival, repel, and go through Rock Tunnel, go through all the badge checks. So
My pleasure. $30 from All-in-One Mighty says, "Hey, MeGotsThis. I finally get the chance to see your run that you told me about and live at SGDQ. It is indeed super awesome to watch, so thank you for introducing me to it. Good luck on the run. You're almost there."
Wait, that's gonna be bad.
You
I have
could
one
probably-
that's
Yeah, just buy 1 more maybe.
yeah.
Probably faster than resetting.
I have a $50.
Did you not have an extra?
I use extra.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
If you guys need to discuss strats, you don't worry about me. I can come in when you have a minute.
Okay. I think.
I think it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, I have a $50 donation from Wit37. He says, "Man, seeing the first game I ever played getting destroyed brings a tear to my eye. Also, Jinx gave me nightmares back then. Good luck on the run.
One of the fun things coming up in what is it, Victory Road stretch, is the boulder puzzles. The bouldering is really, really slow, but if you turn in exactly the right frame while you're pushing a boulder, the dust can scatter in the wrong direction. We call it swag boulder, and I actually use it in the task to change the encounter RNG so that we don't get encounters.
It's glorious. I think. Are you going to be going for the double swag boulder?
Who knows?
I think I believe it is a sight to behold.
Got a couple of more donations here. This one's from Road. It's $50. He says, this is my first time to see a run like this, and it's absolutely blowing my mind. Good luck from Japan.
All right, so for one thing, as I enter this route, when I get on the bike, yellow music is preferred for here because you get the bike music for red or blue, but yellow still maintains the route music.
Yeah. Now, I mean, if we got Gen 2's bike music here, then maybe we would want to listen to red blue, but the epic sound of this it's just so much better than that. And for those that wondered what the soundtrack was like in Mount Moon, you'll actually get to hear that here in just a bit. Slight little fun fact there, in the top right corner of that land is a hidden max ether that some runs would consider getting in exchange of skipping E4 center, but we're
That's such old strats.
Yeah.
It's actually still pretty useful.
It's relevant in yellow.
If you don't have to heal, then it's more efficient to get that max ether and just use it. But if you do need to heal, it's better to not use 2 items.
Which that's never even an issue in red because of the way the Lorelei fight works there.
Because you can maintain red bar in red, and you never want to use the center. It would ruin your red bar. Yellow does not have that luxury.
All right, are y'all ready to rock? That did not deserve applause.
We go down instead of going right there with the boulder, because if you keep going right,
there it is.
That was the double swag.
Nice.
Oh, the double swag.
The triple.
The triple double.
What?
Beautiful.
If you keep going right there, then you can, when you go down to push the boulder, accidentally leave the Victory Road really easily.
Yeah, and that's bad.
It resets your boulder locations.
By the way, I never practiced boulder swag strats. On
Also,
the
fun
TV.
fact,
Natural.
that one trainer that he just dodged by going under, the world record in red once had that trainer in it. Shout outs to Extra Tricky if you're out there in the audience.
Yeah, we call him the tricky trainer.
Although I have run the trainer that's on this floor before.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, this hiker.
Another great example of how slow yellow is how much slower the boulder pushes are in yellow.
And it's on
really, really slow.
On that floor we were just on, it was noticeable. Like these, it's not so bad, but the bottom, I forget whether it's the bottom or the top
it's worse
floor.
on certain floors.
When he goes to push the final boulder, you'll see where red is literally like a full 2 boulder pushes ahead at some point. It's ridiculous. No reason, not sure why it's like that.
Another interesting thing is because we did the Gentlemandy experience route with the character we fought on the SSN, we are not getting Onyx encounters in yellow. One of the new yellow routes is so low level that we can get Onyx encounters even through Repel.
Because you're, 48 and the Onyx is 49?
And you have to out-level things to get away with them with Repel.
So even though we didn't get to catch Moltres, we did get to see him there for just a little bit. So that's something I reckon.
Maybe another time.
At this part,
Yes, perhaps
entering up this hill, sometimes I desync a lot, so I take it slow there.
Yeah. You really don't want to hit any optionals right at the end here.
Yeah. So this last little bit is just going to be him pushing the boulder, and y'all can behold how much slower it is in yellow. Could probably get a few donations in.
Sure thing. I have a $150 donation from Horizon SP. says, hello from Denmark. I hope your runs are going to be amazing. Or did I just jinx it? Kappa.
I guess I've got this since Keys is. I'll do my own. Blue, 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 blue.
Not bad.
$25 from Black HRT says Pokemon Blue and Pokemon Yellow were my first and second Pokemon games. Seeing them both being run at the same time is a delightful double dose of nostalgia. Keep up the good work, MeGotsThis. You got this. Putting this towards Mario Maker hard levels. $25 from Kenji213. He says, welcome, welcome. Happy to support my favorite Pokemon games being played at the same time, as well as them Doctors Without Borders. Here's to a great run.
There's a full restore you can get here at the end of Victory Road if you're running low on healing items. We get that often to avoid the shop, but if you are running a marathon, it's probably advisable to get full restores in the shop.
We call that the full restore of shame. I call it that.
It's not really of shame in RTA, but...
Yes.
All right, now I need to buy my
I mean, not in yellow.
item.
I mean, if you have to get it in red, that's pretty shameful. Oh, so he's going to have to make a side trip because they accidentally used an extra one of his X accuracies. So we get to enjoy the wonderful Celadon music again.
We're just going to make a quick trip here and pick up a little more X items for safety.
So generally, for my shopping, I buy an extra of each item except X-Act. The problem with X-Act is costing 950 Poké Dollars, and that's significantly more than the rest, which is about 500, 550, and 350.
Yeah, 350 being the cheapest.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate the one he accidentally used was the one he didn't have an extra of, so just has to come back
You could buy
here.
a few extras, probably.
Nah, I'm good.
So personal finance, folks, definitely take you a personal finance class up here in college. Maybe not for
I don't remember the last
Pokemon
time I actually
speedrunning,
took the
but-
elevator down.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, especially in this.
So I do run a different category, red and blue, with Nidoking and Blastoise. I do 2 shopping trips.
And
So-
that category, while slower, is, I would say, considerably more difficult and much more interesting of a watch. Not to say that this isn't really interesting, but to see 2 different mains, just the way he juxtapositions them and sorts the moves, it's a sight to behold.
You have to do a lot more intentional desyncing of the games in that run.
And, you know, Blastoise gets to feel important again in Gen 1
I
speedrunning.
few more. I did use one earlier.
All right, we're going into the E4. We got Lorelei fight coming up.
So in red, normally you would still be in red bar here, and you actually would have deposited everybody but your flyer, and you literally just swap out your flyer. The flyer dies to the guaranteed Aurora Beam because of how her AI works, and then turn 2, she's guaranteed to use rest, so you just set up an X-Ack and drill. Unfortunately, she's only like 80% to rest turn 2 in yellow, so just heal to full and hope that she is... hope that she's accommodating.
Yeah, it doesn't work nearly as well in yellow to try to go in at red bar.
Sorry, Swall. I had to do this.
Oh, but we're going to do it anyway
Okay.
because
Why not?
I
I'm
think
right here.
with the power of Bird Jesus and Edith Piaf, I think we got
the
this.
power of Edith Piaf.
Hey, she was the author that wrote that book. I remember the donation from before. I pay attention.
Yeah, so
Wasn't
this-
it a composer?
Wait a minute, we're playing on blue? No.
Oh, one of the interesting palettes.
Oh, nice! He
also-
got the rest. Good,
Yep.
good stuff. Good
Well,
stuff.
one of the interesting palettes you can do is that you can make blue look like red. So we could have the red card up here, and you would never know.
Oh, no,
Oh,
they
yeah.
would know when do all these hard resets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it says that
The manips.
Pokemon version red.
Well, it's also worth noting that red is the preferred one for the single category and for this. Initially, it was because the Nidoran male, which is the main, is a 25% chance to show up on Route 22, whereas it's a 5% slot in blue. But even now with Manips, the Manip to get the Nidoran in red is quicker than the Manip to get the Nidoran in blue, and thus the more preferable option.
Yeah, since it's such a rarer encounter slot,
Mhm.
obviously it's going to be easier to manip in the game. It's 6 times more likely to appear.
All right, so that was really nice that he got the rest in yellow.
Yeah.
Am I right on that? It's 80% for her to use rest?
I
turn
want to
2
say
and
it's like 33%, but it's,
For do
yeah, it's
really?
not a big deal.
Oh, well, nice.
He guaranteed it in blue, so that was nice.
Yeah.
But now he doesn't have to heal, which is going to help.
The Bruno fight is the free fight of the E4 for both games, I think.
Yeah.
See, after his defeat here, Bruno finds himself lost on Cadillac's Island, where he becomes a robot to be used by the Bonds. If you got that reference, then get Mega Man back from the moon. All right. Anyway, it's.
If I'm not mistaken, though, Onyx does have Dig in yellow, so you want to set up on his second Pokemon.
Yeah, Onyx is not mean in
Should I set it up
yellow.
at first?
Oh.
Yeah, see, he knew the slam is. MeGotsThis has got this calculated. His name suggests he's got this.
Yeah.
You do have to refill PP after the Lorelei fight, so another thing you can do at full is you can go in using X-Ack on the Onyx, and if he uses Dig, use your Elixir on the Dig turn.
You run risk of dealing damage. It's ideal to go into Lorelei with full HP, though. Excuse me, to Agatha.
And you can get crit by Dig and die, so it's kind of risky.
It's definitely nice, though. He didn't take much damage, only on blue, actually, so he'll definitely not have to heal before Agatha.
And Bruno's Onyx in blue does not know Dig. The first one doesn't, anyway.
Neither of them do. It's pretty nice.
The Agatha fight coming up here is one of the nice bits of the Gentleman Ice Beam strategy. We're going to be able to set up X-Spec on the Golbat, where normally
He didn't get any Carbos. I think he's still slower than the Gengar.
well, at least we'll still be able to set up the X-Spec on the Golbat because of the leveling points.
I didn't read the notes that may or may not exist, so I don't know what he's going to do on this fight, so let's watch.
Agatha is probably the most interesting fight in probably the entire game. There's so many different strategies that have gone into this fight, and in a category like this,
I would say she's the most annoying of the Elite Four because the other ones can just outright kill you quickly, which of course sucks. She can waste your time, which is worse.
Yes.
Yeah, she has Confuse Ray, which confuses you, obviously, and then just 50% you hit through that every turn.
Yeah, Hypnosis can put you to sleep.
Yep.
In yellow, this first Gengar has Substitute. Yeah, that's a Gen 1 move.
Yeah.
Okay, so you are faster.
I
than
think you
53.
speed tie it without the Carbos. That's the problem we were having earlier.
Wait, did you just win 2 speed ties?
At least it's gonna be different in red too,
Yeah.
red blue.
So that's just nice. He just gets rid of the trolley Gengar and can set up on the Golbat
That
now.
Golbat sprite though.
Oh my
What is
goodness.
this? What is going on?
Please don't haze. Please
Oh
don't
my
haze.
God.
Please don't haze. Please don't haze.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay,
just
okay.
double snap, double snap.
Synchronization.
Double snap, come on.
This is completely different RNG between both games.
That's insane.
Just snap, please. Oh my.
This is unreal. All right.
This is unfortunate.
Oh,
This is
5
very
in a row.
How is it 3? That's insane.
This
All
is
right.
very unfortunate.
Like, it's a good thing he bought plenty of full restores.
Yeah. Did he snap on yellow? I was watching.
Yeah, he
Blue.
just, it was instant
Oh,
on yellow.
man.
It's strange. Usually
All right, Aaron
yellows.
snap, but I have to do 2 turns of Blizzard now for the Golbat.
You get
Oh, he got
Thunderbolt
the haze,
probably.
didn't he? That's dumb.
Yeah, unfortunately he got hazed. Haze just removes all stat changes, so he.
Alright.
That
lost
also
the
includes the
extra.
confusion
It's fine.
too.
He's just gonna get Dream Eater from the last Gengar on blue.
Of course.
It's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
Are you sure?
I am 50% certain.
the final Gengar is not nearly as scary as the first because it doesn't have any sleep moves. Even though it does also have Dream Eater, it just can't put you to sleep.
And
so-
again, good AI. Dream Eater is a psychic type move, so.
well, unfortunately,
Unfor-
Agatha
is
lacks
this-
good AI.
Oh, she does.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Agatha does not have good AI.
See,
Okay,
Dream Eater.
Perfect.
Call
maybe
me.
maybe she did.
You can have Toxic used on you by the Golbat.
Oh, okay. That's right. She's supposed to be one of the most powerful trainers in the game. They decided not to give her good AI. I'm not going to say I understand the decision-making process, but
Yeah, it's really strange. The only good AI trainers in the Elite Four are Lorelei and then Lance Champion. Just strange.
One of the interesting things about this, and we call it the gauntlet because basically everything can crit you and kill you except for something on the Bruno fight. This is the end of the gauntlet now. Lance and the Champ fight are huge run killers. You can get crit by Hydro Pump from Gyarados. You can get crit by Earthquake from Sandslash. So this is crunch time.
all right, the good news is Hydro Pump can miss. It's only 80% accurate. So if we all believe we're going to get to see the double
double
hydroponics.
miss.
Yeah.
And that is the
1 in
optimal.
25.
That is the optimal
Yeah.
outcome from the Gyarados. So everybody believe.
It's not a huge deal if it hits in blue, but
Yeah,
in
blue's-
yellow, it missing is
Yep.
a huge deal. So
It's really fast.
The synced music's really good.
I think I actually like the blue Gyarados sprite more. This whole run was just a meme to set up us comparing the sprites side by side.
Oh, exactly. and there's
Oh, we got the
unfortunate.
crit
man.
from
yeah.
Hydro Pump.
So yeah, that's
Should it heal in yellow?
Yeah.
that's whether you're
I
that's
probably
whether you're
would.
What
red,
HP are you at?
I forgot.
131.
Oh yeah, you're fine. It's
Yeah.
128 max.
and that's the
Okay.
same in both runs. He can just crit you and you're dead, and there's nothing you can do about it. So you double the trouble. No Team Rocket pun intended by having them both do that. You just gotta hope you don't get crit twice, and then unfortunately Yellow's got to deal with a little bit more on Lance than Red.
Yeah.
Because again, Lance has the good AI. Dragonair has agility, so it'll just spam agility, so you can set up your second X item with ease on red-blue. But that's not the case in yellow, as
Yeah,
it doesn't
in
have agility.
yellow, there's two different ways you can play the second X item. You can set up X attack on the first Dragonair and actually Earthquake the Dragonairs, or you can set up a second X special on the second Dragonair.
Okay. Survived the first turn.
That's really good.
So he's at least through the Gyarados. So there's a couple ways he can play it here. We'll see what he decides to do. But
Probably going to be full restore.
Yeah, it's going to say
Yeah.
the safe thing to do would be full
safe
restore.
thing is healing here. And yeah, it looks like that's what he's going to do.
Yeah.
So he'll just heal up and take an easier fight. So he's completely set up in blue.
Come on and slam, and welcome to the gym.
Damn.
Yeah, and he would have died. This
Yes.
slam critical.
Yeah.
So,
So, yep, the heals are definitely the right play.
yep. All right, a little bit of a
Oh, this is
scary
a little
turn
bit
here.
dangerous. Yeah, that could crit. Oh, no.
Oh no! Why
I
did you
jinxed
say
it?
it?
Got
I
it.
jinxed it.
Yeah. So
Got
there's
it.
there's a cool trick with resetting. If you do a soft reset while the HP bar is being drained, then it doesn't soft reset. So he did his reset on yellow during the HP bar drain.
I did not know that.
Yep.
I do now.
Now hard resets it'll still cut it out, but a soft reset it won't.
Okay, good.
Although
you got
it's
the blizzard on
dangerous
the
now
Dragonite.
in blue because I might accidentally walk straight to champion without knowing it.
Yeah.
Well, as long as you save right after.
Yeah, I could attempt to just save or something. Yeah, there's a lot going on at
Oh,
this
because you're
point
about to
in
go
the
down
run.
on your menu anyway, so you'll just go down otherwise.
Hopefully, yeah.
Get the miss.
Couple more text boxes.
Now we're going to get the Gen 1 EQ miss. That's what's
Okay.
gonna happen.
Let's take a moment to appreciate the fact that Lance, the leader of the Elite Four, just said the real champion is a jerk.
Oh, I missed the Agatha flirting with Oak text.
Oh, yeah. Now all he wants to do is fiddle with his Pokédex. Okay.
All right, should be good there. All right, set up on yellow now. Good, should be all set. Now, the unfortunate thing about running the Blizzard strats is it can still miss. Hopefully we don't see that, but
Yeah, Ice Beam is a lot kinder to you on this
oh
fight.
my goodness.
Should still live this unless it crits. Okay.
All right, come on, Blizzard.
We need it to hit the last one.
Yeah, does the Dragon have anything in yellow?
Oh,
Well, we can kill it with Thunderbolt.
yeah, you can Thunderbolt the Aerodactyl.
I meant, does it have the ability to attack?
Oh,
Is it
yes,
two turn
yes,
or
it
one
does.
turn?
It can,
Okay.
it can Blizzard.
Is it 2 turn or 1 turn the Dragonite?
With Blizzard?
Thunderbolt.
Oh, it's definitely 2 turns. You need to Blizzard it. Oh, you're dead.
I'm
Paralyzed?
dead.
Paralyzed?
Miss?
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
you need to
that's
Blizzard it.
unfortunate.
Yeah, you still had one Blizzard
Yeah.
PP, I think.
All right. So it's look. Wah!
Yeah, unfortunately, that's going to be a wipe on yellow.
So we won't get to see it because of time constraint. He has Thunder?
Yeah.
What is?
I knew he
okay.
had Thunder. I didn't know he had Blizzard.
But
We're going to
Though-
finish out the blue run here
yeah.
for you guys.
Yeah, but for those that haven't seen it, the yellow champion fight, he starts out with Sand Slash. So you have to set up an X special, which will A, boost your Blizzard enough to one-shot it, and B, boost your defense with the badge boost to allow you to tank an Earthquake, and C, boost your speed to allow you to outspeed the next Pokemon, which is Alakazam.
It really shows off the utility of badge boost manipulation.
Yeah.
And then what you do after, so you would X-Spec on the Earthquake, X-Spec on the Sand Slash, live the Earthquake, Earthquake the or you would Ice Beam, or excuse me, in this case, Blizzard the Sand Slash, which would KO it, Earthquake the Alakazam, which will KO it, and then he sends out Executor, which you'll set up an X accuracy on and hope that you get Leech Seed. His other option is Hypnosis, which just wastes time, and then you just drill him, Earthquake the Magneton, drill the Cloyster, Earthquake the Flareon in the normal run. He might have the, I believe he might would have had the Horn Drill PP to just drill everything. I forget. But.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate his first two Pokemon on Yellow have good AI moves that kill you, so you kind of have to play it a little bit differently from you normally would.
Whereas Red, it's just, especially from full HP, you're only 4% to die to him because the Pidgeotto has to use Sky Attack turn 1 and then it has to crit turn 2.
Yeah.
And if you go in at full HP and he doesn't use Sky Attack turn 1, you just win.
And you can actually live the Sky Attack critical. It's rare, but it's
Really?
a range. Yeah,
In yellow, if you want to set up on anything other than the Sand Slash, you have to set up on the Alakazam, which requires getting Kinesis.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Very,
you
very
can. Oh, that's
dangerous.
right. I've done that before. I've
Yeah.
gotten the 1 in 3 Kinesis on the Alakazam.
It is an interesting. We have one in blue now.
I went for the freeze with Ice Beam and got the crit, and then got the Kinesis from the Alakazam.
That is a thing.
We're also coming up on time here once he finishes the Hall of Fame and the credit sequence begins. So probably about another 30 seconds or so for that.
See, it's really unfortunate that one of the main moves that you use in the later part of the game isn't 100% accurate. And as you shows right there, 90% Pokemon numbers, Monopoly dollars.
I think there were 2 misses in there, and that really
Yeah,
kinda
we had a
soiled
ton
it.
of Blizz misses in some of those last few.
Yeah.
He definitely missed more than 10% of his Blizzards over the course of that run.
Yeah, because he missed the execute as well.
And so that's just one of those those risks you have to take if you want to get a better time. Is you have to, the added power of Blizzard makes it worth it by about 25, 30
Alright.
seconds or something like
Yeah.
that.
Time is coming up soon.
Yeah, once all his Pokemon show up, I think he's got one more after this.
All right, so again, just like in Smash, unfortunately, Waluigi won't make it to the Hall of Fame and get to really participate. I'm sorry, guys.
All right, time's coming
But
up.
Bird
once it-
Jesus did. I think he deserves the spot more than Waluigi. I could be wrong. It may be an opinionated thing.
You're already on time here. As soon as this fades to white.
Yes.
And time.
MeGotsThis, you finished with a 2 hours and 58 minutes.
I want to
and
give
36
some
seconds.
shout outs here to GiftVex Extremes and Alyosha, who helped get the Pokemon Yellow task set up, which helped us learn a lot more about Gen 1 recently.
And then PokemonSpeedruns.com. Check it out. Check out the Discord. Anything for you, Peter?
No, that's pretty much covered.
Yep.
Pokemon Speedruns community right here.
Yep.
I'm going to give a quick shout out to my wife. Thanks for putting up with me for as long as you have.
Thanks, everyone.
Yeah.
We just finished watching an outstanding run of Pokemon Blue and Yellow by MeGotsThis and members of the Pokemon speedrunning community. I've got a few donations to get to, but before I do that, well, I think I'm going to read a few of the donations that came in, and then we'll take the brief ad. So this was a $10 donation from Jenny Puff. She says, "Hi from the back couch. Thanks for the great run with great commentary." And a $25 donation from Anonymous says, "First-time donation, had to donate for this amazing run. Hype GDQ." I think we're ready for the brief ads right now for the sponsors, so we'll be right back. Please stick around. Welcome back to GDQ, everyone. I'm going to get through a few more of the donations that came in during that outstanding run of Pokemon Blue and Yellow. Here's a $50 donation from Anonymous who says, I'm playing Pokemon Red based on your movements, and now I'm stuck behind a rock. Help! Bentel Giant sends in $50 for Doctors Without Borders and says, let my beautiful, beautiful cat food out, you monsters. Cat food won't let you down. Viridian Impact sends $5 and says, seeing my namesake get beaten twice at the same time is mind-blowing. Incredible job. Love watching you guys do what you do. Good luck, have fun with the run, and keep it up, SGDQ. This is so fun. The $12 donation from Snuggles32 says, here's the Doctors Without Borders and the runners. What a great group. Also, cheers to Yen24, who's doing a great job with announcing tonight. I have a $300 donation from Crimson Rain. Says, need more GDQ. Must donate for 100% runs. And I believe that's in reference to the Kirby's Adventure. That's an upgrade incentive to the 100% run. It's still about $5,000 shy of its $20,000 goal, and that's coming up later today. But I want to bring your attention to another incentive that opened up just a few hours ago. It's the Super Mario Odyssey. It's one of our bonus games this year, and it's going to be coming up later on today, at least local time today. That is for $150,000, and that's what we're asking for to show off the awesome Super Mario Odyssey speedrun later on. We have currently about $30,000 towards it. We almost hit that mark, so we need about another $120,000. I believe we can get there today, guys. I would really love to see that Super Mario Odyssey run. Kami Wasa sends in $36 to Doctors Without Borders. Says, thank you for providing this for everyone else watching, including myself and my wonderful friends who I'm hanging out with. Shout out to said friends, and thank you for putting this together. Looks like we're all ready for the interview. We're going to be talking about the red and the yellow run with Keyzeron and MeGotsThis right away. So stick around for that in just a moment.
Hey there, everyone. It's Keyzeron here with our runner, MeGotsThis. MeGotsThis, how do you feel about that run?
I was very impressed by the kind of RNG I get in kind of a non-practice run. With all the practice I've gone, is slightly optimal RNG, a little bit deviation, but this is much far left field out of that.
Yeah, you definitely got unlucky at a lot of parts. Let's kind of start with like, what got you into this? What made you go, hey, I want to play 2 Pokemon games on 1 controller?
So I think this was back in 2015. I saw a runner named Drew. He ran both Oracle Ages and Oracle Seasons at the same time. And that got me the idea of, I can apply this to Pokemon. So what happened then, I did apply to Pokemon, but I did it with Red and Blue with Nidoking and Blastoise. That kind of evolved to both double Nidoking, which is a much faster run, and then it transitioned into Red and Yellow after learning a bit of Pokemon Yellow as a speed run.
So you mentioned that you did it with Red and Blue before. I believe you did that run in Calithon 2016, right?
Yes.
How did that go?
That one has actually been big in my memory. It went okay, but it was kind of hard to work with, as that I had one audio for that game throughout the run, so I couldn't had audio cues throughout the run, but it still went relatively smooth.
Were there manipulations at the time for that, or is this the first time you kind of had a run with manipulation in a marathon?
I believe there was manipulation, but it's only strictly for Red. So I didn't have a manip for Blue Nidoran at the time. So now since some time after some research from the Pokemon speedrun community, we actually had a consistent Nidoran for every run that could be done in Blue.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you were the only one that's ever done a 2 games, 1 controller of Pokemon until Swap started doing it, correct?
Yes, that sounds about right. Sloth actually has done it with also Gold and Crystal, I believe. So yeah, he has dabbled with other games too, in terms of the Pokemon series.
Now, would you say you prefer Red-Blue with Nidoking Blastoise, Red-Blue with double Nidoking, or the Red-Yellow run that you just showed off?
I would prefer really the Red-Blue. That has a very much more interesting routing dynamic in a way that since they're 2 different Pokemons, they could be doing 2 completely different things for all I know. Whereas like Nidoking and Nidoking, regardless of what game, they could be relatively doing the same thing. If you see through my moveset, they're exactly the same towards most of the run. So it kind of makes it easy to select which moves I want, or kind of have to accommodate for moves that's not as optimal.
For sure. How about we take it over to some social media here? So we have at Bearded Annie here saying, "MeGotsThis. Why?"
Why? Because I can.
Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. We also have at GlitchSar over here. What was your favorite part of the run today?
My favorite part of the run is whatever I couldn't predict, I really could not predict at all. With this kind of RNG that I got, it's really not out there today. So there's no way to be truly prepared for a 2 games 1 controller run with this much RNG. So it's just you have to kind of just accommodate with a lot of backup strats that are needed.
Yeah, because you had it was a dropped input, I believe it was, where you accidentally taught over Horn Attack, and you had to improv on the fly to go get Mega Punch and kind of incorporate that into your run.
Yeah, most certainly for this run.
Is that something that happens often when you run this category, or is this kind of like a...
This is the first time I actually had to touch Mega Punch for Nidoking. So yeah, there's a lot on the routing, I mean.
I think if I remember correctly as well, when you were doing practice yesterday, you accidentally taught over a water gun.
I don't recall that. That might have been Swath who did that.
It might have been Swath, to be fair. All right, we also have Rain Ryoken, I hope I said that right. What was the hardest thing about keeping these runs in sync while you were learning it?
Probably the hardest thing to keep it in sync is knowing when to keep it in sync and how to keep it in sync. Because a lot of it's very much like trying to train your mind to be naturally react to these moments. When I try to run the game at first, like it took me a while. I was like, okay, what do I do next? Because I'm in this kind of certain situation where I might be 1 tile off. What can I do? Okay, maybe I could just move 1 step further, or maybe I could continue on until I bonk into something and they both stay together. So it's kind of learning how to gauge your reactions and utilize what reactions you learn and what you can come up with.
Fair enough, fair enough. I do have one more social media question I want to get here. I can't see the name, but the question is, what is your favorite Pokemon Yellow sprite, and why is it Golbat?
Why is it Golbat? No comment.
I see it's from @ZMistake, so that question makes absolute sense. So, when is Gold and Crystal 2 games 1 controller?
I'm sorry, I'll have to top that idea with Red and Fire Red.
Ooh, that'd be really interesting, especially with all the different mechanics and different dynamics between having to do 2 completely different generations at once.
Yeah, even though they're the same regions, yeah, the engine is so different that it's just going to change the run even more.
If you were to do that, would you say you would do double Squirtle, or would you do Nidoking, Blastoise, except just separated like that?
At this time, I have no idea, because without trying to run myself, it's kind of hard to gauge which is the most optimal route. So it's like, as I first tried 2 games 1 controller, I think it took me like 4.5 hours, and that's because I really just dove into it blind without any idea of what could make it work, what couldn't make it work in my preference.
Do you have any shout outs you'd like to give out before the end of this interview?
Definitely shout out to the Pokemon speedrun community for the various amounts of resources. It definitely allowed me to do enough research to where they gave me the tools to see what damage ranges work, what damage works, what's probably will give me the best outcome 90% of the time.
Any recommendations to anybody that wants to pick this game up? Or these games, I should say?
For anyone who wants to try any 2 games on controller, regardless of any game, I would recommend first start learning using an emulator, because doing it through a console is it's a very different setup compared to having 2 emulators.
Well, thank you for all your answers. It was nice having an interview with you.
All right.
This was MeGotsThis. I'm Keysron. I'm going to send you to Senseway because I think it's time for some prizes.
Hey, Keys.
Hi.
How you doing, man?
Good. How are you?
Oh, you know, I'm doing all right. That was a good Pokemon run. Really, I think exemplified the fact that those games are very, very difficult and very random, especially when you put 2 together. All kinds of things can happen. You never really know. So guys, we have a couple of great Pokemon prizes and beyond for you. Every prize we're talking about tonight is going to be available from right now until I am bred a little later this morning. So first off, from Kari Fry, a friend and fellow staff member actually, we have her field guide to Kanto, which if you guys haven't seen it, it's a beautiful art book full of all of her like artist renditions of how Pokemon might look if they were more realistic and had semi-realistic anatomy. It's definitely a super cool book, huge fan of it. From Marcia Alexander, we have a Gyarados hat. Guys, check the tracker for pictures of this one. This thing is crazy. It's like 7 feet long, and it looks like a Gyarados is eating your head. Like, I mean, do you not want a Gyarados to eat your Keys? Would you like a Gyarados to eat your head?
If there's a way for me to go out, I would want a Gyarados to eat my head.
I mean, exactly, right? That is my preferable end right there. So from our good friend, half coordinated and Ellen Kramer, we have this Hob Sprite plush. And I know, someone out there said this isn't a Sprite, but it is a Sprite in the world of Hob. That run's going to be great, by the way. That's coming up a little later tonight, I think right after Star Wars. This plush is beautiful. It's wonderfully detailed. It feels super well constructed, and it's a $25 minimum donation from now until the end of I Am Bred. Keys, if you'd like to hold it.
It's my new friend.
Oh. So from our friend Steel Feather, we have this lovely little Missing No plush. Thankfully, we didn't see any of these in the run. MeGotsThis, but these guys are great. They're soft. They might corrupt your save data. Who knows? It could be anything. It could be a Kangaskhan. It could be Keyzeron. It's
Imagine
a Kangaskhan.
multiples of me.
Oh, from our good friend Puzzle P, who's actually one of the stylists out there making us look great, or I mean, at least doing what she can with my face anyway. We have this lovely Pikachu doodle, and I love the art style on this because it's not just a drawing of Pikachu, it's a drawing of Pikachu made up of a bunch of other little doodles and scribbles and other tiny pictures, and it's just great. It's got that beautiful mosaic feel. $15 donation between now and I Am Bred.
It also has some artwork on the side too, so it doesn't just stop at the front, it keeps going.
Oh yeah, no, she fully decorated this canvas out. There was certainly no skimping out on that. Now from our friend Amy Coobridge, these are gonna be a little small, we might have to zoom in on them. We have these really cute Pokemon charms. We have an Ekans, there's a Dratini, and a little Staryu. And they're super cute, they're really detailed. Inside the bottle are tiny rare candies. So if you want to power level your Dratini, this is the charm to help you do it. And these are a $10 minimum donation from now till the end of I Am Bred. Speaking of that Hob run, we've got a couple of posters for Hob.
Oh boy.
Yeah, these
are great.
These are pretty cool, and these are actually signed by Max Schaefer, who is the previous CEO of Runic Games.
Oh boy.
Back when they made Hob. So that's super cool. They come to us via Perfect World Entertainment. So shout outs to our friends over at Perfect World for making that happen for us. And all three are a set, and they are, I believe, a $15 minimum donation. I'll lean him up against Keys. There we go. He's a good poster stand. Multifunctional Keyzeron.
I do what I can.
So also from our friends at Think Geek, we have a Snorlax beanbag chair. Again, you should check the tracker for a picture of it. It's as small as a small child. We could probably lay all of these prizes comfortably in it. It's a $20 minimum donation. The thing is huge, and I wish we could be sitting in those now instead of these couches.
Those do sound really comfortable.
I mean, they'd be really thematic, right? So I do need to get up to get our last prize. It's a little big, but it comes to us courtesy of Count Gooby, and he made 2 of these, one for gold and one for silver. Now, MeGotsThis, when is the gold and silver simultaneous run happening?
Oh boy.
Because we have 2 absolutely massive perler collages here featuring the title screen of Pokemon Gold and Pokemon Silver. Unfortunately, the gold one is a little unstable. These things are connected to some cardboard, so I'm just going to gently put that down there before anything happens and grab the silver version to show that off. Both of these are offered individually, and I believe they are $20 minimum donations for each of them. I mean, look at that. That's when he told me, like, oh yeah, son, I'm gonna make a perler of the title screen of Pokemon Gold and Silver. I'm thinking, okay, yeah, it'll be little, it'll be reasonable. No, this is like,
go home.
Yeah, this is like 2 feet by 2 feet. It's crazy.
I would
Huge
totally
shout-outs
love
to him.
something like that with me.
I mean, hey, $20 donation. MeGotsThis. You could win it between now and I am bread. So, I got one more thing to grab over here, and it's possibly the most important thing of all. I've got a nice quilt here, because I don't know about you guys, but I'm gonna sit down, I'm gonna get comfy with my good friend Keezer on here.
It is cold.
Oh, it's certainly quite cold in the venue, and we're gonna get ready for Star Wars Jedi Knight Dark Forces 2, the next run coming up, as we throw it right back over to the host.
Thanks a bunch for that great interview. And those prizes certainly looked fantastic, didn't they? I'm Clerica here again, third night with you. We're going to be watching some awesome Star Wars games. Whether you are Rebel or Empire, Jedi or Sith, I'm sure you will enjoy all of these. Wonderful games coming up. We have 3 fantastic games. But first, let's read some donations left over from Pokemon. First, we have a $25 donation from Call Me Theo. Wow, MeGotsThis is beating my PB by 3 minutes, 4 seconds, and 87 days. I swear, I'm gonna finish it someday. We have a $50 donation that from Shout Out to Brad. Decided I was going to donate during the Pokemon run since it was my first game and still play it today. Keep up the great commentary and runs, some of the best streams I've watched. We have a $20 donation from Swamp Kips. Pika Pika, Pikachu! Don't count a Pikachu as cat food just yet. Let's keep that hype going and break the 2 million mark. And if you don't know what to donate for with that 2 million mark, we do have some awesome incentives coming up right after the Star Wars block. First, the Hob hand cam needs a total of $10,000. We are at just about 8,500, so we need about 1,500 left. We can totally make that super, super quickly. Am I right? We totally got this. We also have another incentive for I Am Bread. I don't know about you, but that game is off the rails. We definitely need to make this incentive for Rampage mode. We need $10,000 total. We are just under a third of the way here, so we can totally make that, right? Just a reminder, those games are coming right after the Star Wars block in just about 3 hours or so. So we don't have a lot of time to make those, but I believe in all of you. And if you're here for the long haul, we have an awesome game coming up tomorrow, the Super Mario Odyssey. I'm sure you've been hearing about this run a lot recently because we need a total of $150,000 to make this, and we're only a quarter of the way there. So we can totally do this. We can totally make this, and we can make this only with your help. All right, let's get some more donations in here because we have some donations about our upcoming Star Wars block. Awesome. We have a $50 donation from Waxwayne Music for my bruh Indy and his upcoming Empire Strikes Back run. Voice of an Angel, Hands of a Jedi, fueled by Dr. Pepper. There's no way this run isn't going to be most impressive. Love you, Duder, from your Twitch Music fam. We have a $5 donation from Justice Schroeder. First time donating, and since Star Wars was such a large part of my childhood, I'm glad it's during the Star Wars block. I think Star Wars was a big part of a lot of our childhood, wasn't it? We have a $50 anonymous donation with a big smiley face. Thank you. I'm smiling right back at you. We have some donations about those awesome incentives I just mentioned. First, a $50 donation from, and I apologize if I massacre your name horribly, Shirpozid, saying, because the only good bread is toast. We also have a $20 donation from Blazing Flare 176, donating to see that Mario Odyssey run. With a large donation incentive like that, every little bit helps. Let's get all of that in.